Yeah, this is case number 566 on the calendar, the matter of Huckabee versus Fierro. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Mr. and Mrs. Huckabee, you own a cleaning company, and I gather that you hire people either as employees or as independent contractors. You get calls from other folks who want either their homes or their businesses cleaned. You send out your employees.
Yes.
They clean the house. You get a certain percentage of the money, and they get the rest. Is that what happens?
Yes.
It is your claim that you retained Miss Fierro, and she was with you for a relatively short period of time. And you claim that when she left, she went around to customers of yours, people who had been using your company for a long period of time, and slandered you to those people.
Yes.
Ms. Fierro says that she did not slander you at all. She merely went to your customers, and she told them that if they wanted to, they could use her to clean instead of going through you. How long have you been in business?
9 months.
What did you do before that?
The same industry. I was a district manager for another janitorial firm.
Do you have full-time employees in your company?
Yes, I do.
Was Miss Fierro one of those employees?
Yes, she was.
And when did she start working for you?
December 6th of 2004.
And how much was she paid? Because she has a counterclaim, and her counterclaim is for her last week's wages.
Her initial starting wage was $8 per hour.
Is that so far correct, Ms. Fierro?
False.
When did you start working for them?
I started working for him December 9th.
He says the 6th. You say the 9th.
Okay, it was the 9th.
Fine. You say you started working December 9th.
Yes.
And you were paid how much per hour?
He told me he was going to pay me $10 an hour.
I originally, when I hired her, I offered her a training wage because, as you know, as a discretionary procedure, you offer someone a lower wage, and then as they progress and you see their job performance, then you offer the option to move up from there. Essentially, $10 an hour is my top wage that I pay my employees. I never have ever started anybody at the top dollar wage per hour. So her wage was $8 an hour from day one.
Is she paid by the week?
Her pay periods were going to be weekly.
How many weeks did she work for you?
She quit on January 6th, so approximately 4 weeks.
So the first week's salary that she got was for how many hours?
Her approximate wage...
Just a second. Just answer my question, Mr. Huckabee. My question is the first week she came to work for you.
I want to say approximately 32 hours.
No, not I don't want to hear approximately.
32 hours.
And what was her check that you gave her?
Well, I tried to pay her through a payroll service. When she initially started, I gave her the entire hiring packet, and she was not willing to fill those out.
Tell me how much you paid her the first week.
$425 was for the first 2 weeks that I paid her.
So the first week she worked 32 hours, and the second week she worked how many hours? I'm trying to
32.
figure out.
32.
So she worked 64 hours.
Yes.
Is that what you have, Miss Fierro?
No.
How many hours did you work?
Okay, I work over 60 hours.
Well, that's what he says. He said you worked 64 hours. Pay attention.
Okay, 64 hours in 2 weeks.
That's exactly what he said. Pay attention.
Okay.
And if you worked 64 hours in 2 weeks and you were paid $425.
But I was not paid that amount.
How much were you paid?
Okay, $560 for the 2 weeks.
Okay.
But he paid me cash.
Just a second.
Okay, Judge.
Quiet.
After the first week, I moved her wage up.
Quiet. Now, if she worked 64 hours, she certainly didn't make $640. So I'm going to find that I agree with you that as a trainee, she was making $8 an hour. So what you started to say to me was the first week she was paid $8 and the second week she was paid $10. Is that what you're telling me?
I want to say I moved her to 9, and then I gradually moved her to 10.
Okay. I buy that. Miss Fierro, that's what I find, madam. Not that he agreed to pay you 10. All right. What happened in January when she left?
Well, throughout the course of the first month, her initial solicitation for employment, she came to me as an employee to be put on my payroll. I essentially gave her a payroll hire packet to go through my payroll service. For the first week, I contacted her every day to request the documentation back so she could be on the payroll service. Then after the first week, I was with her at one of the actual houses that she was taking care of for me, and she just, I don't know if she slipped or if she just decided to confide in me that she owned her own janitorial business. Well, had I known that from day one...
Put your papers down, Miss Fierro.
Had I known that from day one, that's a conflict of interest, and that could have been very detrimental to me hiring another competitor to do my business.
Of course.
But at the time, my wife was in her third trimester. We were unable to meet our needs for our clientele, so I was stuck.
How many employees did you have at that time?
Just her. The employee that I had was quitting.
So your whole company is one employee?
I had another employee that was training her at the time.
So you had 2 employees?
Yes, when she was hired, yes. She was one of 2.
And the other employee was leaving?
Yes.
So then you were going to have one employee.
Yes.
That's her.
Yes.
Now I got it. Okay. So you let her go, or she decided to leave in January?
Yes. After the fact, I found out that she was an independent contractor. She had her own janitorial business, the whole 9 yards, same thing as us. Being in a critical state, though, I was unable to, let her go. She already knew my accounts. I needed to continue business. I said, okay, we're going to switch it. You're going to be 1099. Here's a 1099 form. I handed it to her. I said, this is what you're going to need for documentation so I can pay you and that we're legal within the, the tax system. She said, okay, I will get it back to you. Well, over the course of the next 3 weeks that led up to January 6th, she continued to make excuses of why she wasn't returning the paperwork back to me.
She lost the papers.
So finally, upon January...
Is that right, Ms. Fierro?
No, it's not right.
I believe him.
I have the papers
I
here.
believe him. I don't care whether you have the papers there. You never got them back to him.
I did not, My Honor, because I only worked for him 5 days.
Just a second. You're telling me now that you only worked for him 5 days?
Yes.
Listen to me very carefully, madam. I don't think you would know the truth if it came up and slapped you in the face. You just said to me not more than 5 minutes ago that he paid you $560, right?
Yes.
That's what you told me he paid you. That's far more than for 5 days. Then you have a counterclaim, and your counterclaim says that he didn't pay you for your last week's wages, $625. So how could you have worked for him only 5 days?
My Honor, this is cleaning the church. That's just the church, what he has me here for.
We have her here for everything.
They have you here for everything, madam. You just told me you only worked for him for 5 days. Why didn't you get the paperwork back to him?
Because they never asked for it.
You mean that they gave you the paperwork?
Yes, they did.
Look at me. They gave you the paperwork, and what did you think you were supposed to do with the paperwork? Decorate your bathroom with it?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That doesn't answer my question, Miss Fierro. That's a lot of double talk that you're giving me from somebody who doesn't understand English too well, according to him. You understand English very well, and you write it just fine.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Cleaning business owners Brian and Monica Huckabee claim former employee Lilia Fierro owes for slander, stealing cleaning supplies, and breaking a vacuum cleaner. Lilia claims the Huggabees owe her money.
I don't like people who come into court and don't tell the truth.
My Honor.
You are not telling me the truth.
My Honor, I have the proofs here. Do you want to see them?
I want to know, madam, why is it that you didn't give him back the paperwork that he gave you?
Because he told me he didn't need them.
I told her I didn't need the payroll company service because I found out she was an independent contractor, so I needed a 1099.
1099.
Form. So
right.
that's what I
Here are the
didn't get
papers
back.
that he gave me.
I don't need them.
I have my
Miss Fierro,
taxes.
Miss Fierro, put it down. Miss Fierro plays a little free and loose with the truth.
My Honor.
How long have you been in the cleaning business?
15 years.
Am I correct that you run a business that's similar to Mr. Huckabee's? You provide cleaning services for people.
Yes, I do.
So why did you go to work for Mr. Huckabee?
Because I'm a single mother, and I have a boy that goes to the university, and I didn't have a car. I had an accident, and he knew about it. That's why I was working part-time after cleaning my houses during the day.
Your Honor, the car thing, she had a pickup ever since day one.
That's my son's car.
She came to us asking for a vehicle.
Yeah.
All
She
right.
came to us.
Just a second.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what proof do you have that she went to your customers and slandered you to your customers? I do not take letters, sir.
Okay.
Do you have a customer here?
Well, I
Is this
do.
a
I have a
customer?
witness here, and the witness is an actual individual contractor as myself. He was there on the premises at one of my specific accounts on the days that she was going to solicit and steal my business away.
Just a second. Solicit and steal your business away, sir, is not the same thing as slander. You do understand that?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Step up, sir. Tell me your name.
Stephen Tidwell.
Do you remember what date, if at all, you saw Miss Fierro?
Yes, ma'am. It was January 31st. I was there doing billing, getting POs when I was...
Where were you?
It's one of Mr. Huckabee's accounts.
And you were there because you also do work for them?
Yes. On a construction company. We did some wiring, some stuff in there.
Did you see Miss Fierro?
Yes, I did.
Were you there when she had a conversation
Yes,
with
I was.
What did you hear her say?
I didn't hear the beginning of the conversation. I was in the back talking to the building management. She walked up. At that time, the front desk lady came back and grabbed me and asked me to go up to the front and listen, make sure nothing happened. From what I did hear, Mrs. Fierro was complaining, arguing, saying she wants money.
She was complaining?
Her English isn't that good, ma'am.
Her English is just fine.
Okay. She was complaining about not being paid, that she wants the company to pay her. The lady kept saying, you got to go back to Mr. Huckabee to get paid. It's not her problem. Ms. Fierro kept going on and on. Finally, the office manager said, you got to leave. I will have the authorities get a hold of you or come down. Mrs. Fierro left. Office manager came back. We had a little conversation about what went on, which is on that part's hearsay, but I guess she's been there before and did the same thing.
That's all you heard.
It's just
not
the fact.
slander, Mr. Huckabee.
Well, I guess aside from that, it's just a handwritten letter from Mrs. Fierro to one of my accounts that is,
Oh, just a second. If you have a letter by Miss Fierro to one of your accounts in her handwriting, that I'll read.
Okay, and also attached
I'd like
is
to see it.
These here are what my accounts received on a weekly basis. It is her business card, a copy of her business license, and apparently a voided check when she was trying to solicit the business and take it away. And then this here is the handwritten letter by her.
You don't have a non-compete clause in the contract.
No, ma'am.
No,
ma'am. I do not. It's just
well,
it's a good faith.
There's no such thing as good faith without a non-compete clause, sir.
Correct. And in that.
Shh. Well, it's clear to me that she was trying to take your business away, sir.
Might I add a couple more issues just for food for thought?
Go ahead.
She also went to my place of worship, my church, and she, on probably 7 separate incidences, she went to my particular pastor and demanded that he call me and have a personal, I guess, spiritual visit with me to pay my dues to Mrs. Fierro. And
well, pay your dues. What I gather was in dispute is $225 because you offered to give her, according to what I've read in the complaints, and the answer, $400 to settle all claims. Is that right?
$400 was
just
what,
to answer my question.
Yes.
And she would not accept it. She said you owed her $625. So the dispute here is involving $225.
No, ma'am. The dispute is involving actually $8,400 because the damage is done by Mrs. Fierro.
I'm not talking to you, sir, about your claim. I'm talking about her claim.
Her claim, yes, ma'am, $400.
Is about $225 because you offered her $400. She said, I'm not taking it. I want $625.
Actually, I offered her $420, so it's $205.
And when did you offer her $420?
$420 was on January the 9th. I was at her front door with the local police department trying to have her initially sign a receipt, the necessary W-9 form, and to hand over her payment and to obtain our personal equipment and cleaning supplies back.
She had your equipment?
She still
yes,
does.
She still does.
You still have his equipment?
Yeah, because I asked him to come and get it at my house, and he never came by.
We came with the police department, and the police, of course, they tried to do the peaceful transaction, and she wasn't willing to comply, and they told us to go home. Cleaning supplies, a step ladder, and just miscellaneous, janitorial equipment, rags, dusters, toilet brushes, and so forth.
What's all that stuff worth?
I estimate $75.
Do you think it's right that you wrote to his accounts and told them that you could provide a service as good as his?
No, okay, what I was doing is that when I call him, see, he has a restraining order in Bakersfield court office before all this happened. And then when I was served, I asked him, I said, why do I need to go to court with a restraining order if you are the one that owes me money? And he said, because you don't have to go to the accounts that you were cleaning for me, because they had been told that if
why
they see
did you go to his, listen, he got a restraining order for a reason. I'm asking you a question, Ms. Fierro.
Okay.
Why did you write to his accounts, go to his accounts, and tell them, here is my business card.
Okay.
I'm licensed. I can do the same work. Why did you, from a moral standpoint, go to his accounts?
Because I wanted to talk to them, and they never wanted to talk to me.
Wanted to talk to them about what?
About what he had said to me on the phone. Do not even go to the accounts, because they had been told that if they see you, to call the police on you.
Because they're my accounts.
That doesn't answer my question, Ms. Fierro. My question to you, madam, is he hired you. You got a list of his clients because he hired you, so you knew who his clients were.
Okay.
You think that it's right for you, after you quit the job, to go to his accounts to try to get his accounts to use you as a cleaning service. Do you think that that's right?
No, it's not right.
So why did you do it?
I did it because, see, he had stayed all the time that he was offering me pay, that he said he was going to pay me as a contractor, pay me as an employee, and does he has the proofs that, that he can show it to you that he paid me? Because I don't think any company will pay cash.
That doesn't answer my question, Miss Fierro. That's a lot of double talk that you're giving me from somebody who doesn't understand English too well, according to him. You understand English very well, and you write it just fine. And what I'm asking you, madam, is did you think it was right to go to his clients and try to steal them away?
No, I was not trying to steal them away.
All right, your counterclaim is dismissed, Ms. Fierro. If he owed you $400, you should have taken it, because you're not getting a penny from me. But neither, sir. I'm speaking. I think you're very smart. I don't think that there's anything not smart about you. I think that, put your hand down. I think that this was a nasty thing that you did to somebody, to go and try to take their customers away, to tell them, I can do the same kind of job from you. Here's my business card, here's my license, here's my check. He doesn't have a company, he doesn't have separate checking. I mean, these are all things that you wrote to a customer of his. They're really not nice. And you went to his customers, not the right, I'm speaking, not the right moral thing to do. But you don't have a case against her, sir. Do you understand? She is able to do that unless you have a non-compete clause.
Well, I guess
you have no proof.
Just the defamation of character, the things that she was going along saying.
Listen to me. You have no proof of that, sir. No.
Other than
you already
letters.
Testified. And nothing in your testimony, sir, was
just the tone
slanderous.
of her voice, though. When if it
I don't
takes them
care
to come
about her
get
tone.
me.
Listen to me. I don't care about her tone of voice. Nothing in the words, in the substance of the words that you allege to have overheard is slanderous.
But for them to come get me...
Don't listen to me.
Okay.
Don't answer me back. This is not a give and take.
Okay.
This is, you answer my questions, I rule on your testimony, and that's it. You don't have a case for slander.
But, Your Honor, in turn, I had to be able to maintain a business and the livelihood for my wife and my small child, I had to turn over a month and a half of free service for the damages that she did, and that's why I'm here
Sir, you
today.
haven't proven the damages.
The damages are just her visits.
You haven't proven the damages. You need a witness who would testify that she came to their establishment and she said things about you that were not true, as a result of which they either switched from your company to hers or stopped using your company. You don't have that witness. The fact that you took measures to keep your clients doesn't obviate the fact that there is a big gap, that central gap of proof, because this is a court.
Right.
Court needs proof. You don't have it.
Okay.
You got it?
Got it.
Is she out of your life now?
I hope so.
Perfect. Very good. Case is dismissed, and so is your counterclaim. You did the wrong thing.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
A little disappointed.
Your Honor, this is case number 522 on the calendar in the matter of Hagen versus Smart. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat, please.
Ms. Hagen, Mr. Smart used to be your boyfriend. I don't know whether you lived together, but according to your complaint, at the time that you broke up, he assaulted you. And during the process of that assault, he also damaged your car. In addition, it is your claim that you stored a big screen TV at his home and he won't return it. That's what your lawsuit says. And Mr. Smart says that he bought the TV and he never assaulted you.
Correct.
Okay. When was this breakup, Ms. Hagen?
It was December 25th.
And had you been living together at the time?
No, we weren't. I lived with him for about a week in the summer. It was approximately July.
Okay. Now, the altercation that you're talking about, you say happened on December 25th,
right.
2004. Approximately what time?
It was about 11 o'clock in the evening.
Tell me what happened.
I had spent a night with him for Christmas to help him with his kids and stuff like that during Christmas. We had problems prior to this with his father not liking me, and so he went to his family's house for Christmas Day, and I went to my family's house for Christmas Day. During that time, he said, we'll get back together later on that evening. He'll give me a call. It was about 10. I got a call, but I couldn't hear it. His family lived about a couple hours away, drive. I figured he was probably going to stay there. So I went and proceeded to go to his house that night to go ahead and get my tools.
What were you going to get your tools for on Christmas night?
Prior to this, I know it sounds like this is a very long story. Prior to this,
we'll make it a very short story. I mean,
okay.
What were you going to do with your tools that night?
My timing belt went off in my car. We had tried to fix it prior to this. It didn't function right. I went to go to my family's house and it was running really bad. So when I was waiting for him to get home, he just didn't call or show up or anything. So I figured I'll go ahead and go get my tools from his house.
So you were annoyed with him?
No, no. It just, there were issues that I was the one working on the car too.
Ms. Hagen,
I know pretty much about cars, so I was going to do it myself.
I just want to know something. It just doesn't sound right that after spending a day with your family and you're expecting him to call and he doesn't call, you choose that evening at 11 o'clock at night to go over there to get your tools.
There was a call. My daughter's birthday is the following day after that. that I was trying to make sure I had a car running so I could take my daughter.
Okay, so you went
out.
over to get your tools. So your tools were located in the house?
No, they were underneath. There was like a little thing and had like a little shelter type thing on top
Called
of it.
a basement.
Okay. So what happened when you got there to get your tools?
He pulled up. Once he pulled up, he left the door open. He jumped out of the van and just came at me. I mean, literally just came at me and just started swinging at me. And he asked me if I was leaving, and I'm like, I couldn't even talk. He had me grabbed by the jacket and just shaking me extremely hard, and then he just kept throwing me into my car. I hit the back window. I couldn't do anything. I mean, he had me pretty much pinned. So after that, he kept saying everything, you know, he just kind of arguing, telling me how much he hates me, die, I hate you, calling me names and verbally abusing, you know, just language at me. He could smell the alcohol in his breath. He was just completely drunk. I mean, he couldn't even hardly stand up sometimes when he was fighting me, but he was strong enough that no matter if I tried to fight him, the more I fought him, the stronger he got. And there was no way I could get away from him.
I heard that already. Let's move on.
So after that, he grabbed a hold of me and he said, we're going in the house. And I told him I didn't want to go in the house. So he picked me up and he carried me into the house.
Picked you up and carried you in the house?
Yes, he picked me up and carried me into the house.
But I was too drunk to walk.
Shh, Mr. Smart. He picked you up and carried you into the house.
Right, and he was slamming me into things. And then he got me into the living room, put me on the couch, and told me to sit. And he jumped me and pushed me over the couch and just started slamming my head into the wall and onto the floor. And I finally got to the point I got free, grabbed him around his neck. I didn't know why. I just told him I loved him. I knew he was going to stop hitting me. I was not strong enough to actually fight him off me anymore. And then he did finally stop hitting me. At that point, the rest of the night, he just stood over me saying, I ain't going nowhere. Leave your tools. You're not going nowhere. And it just continued all night.
So it's stopped. And you stayed the night? Is that what you're telling me?
I had no way to run. There was nowhere to go.
And according to you, he stayed up all night standing over you.
He did fall asleep for a little bit. And I tried to get up. And I went to the bathroom, went into my purse, and I got my spare set of keys. He did, prior to this, took my keys out of my car. And then he finally just said, that's it. I want you out of here. And I said, fine, let me go.
At what time was this, Ms.
This was about 7:30, 7:45 in the morning.
Okay, so what you're telling me is from 11 o'clock at night when he came home, very drunk, hardly able to stand up, until 7:30 in the morning, he was awake.
Oh, he woke up.
Just a sec. Well, did you sleep?
Did I sleep?
That's my question.
No, I did not sleep.
So you didn't sleep at all?
No, I didn't. I was too scared.
So you didn't sleep at all, and he slept?
No, he slept for a little bit, and every time I moved, he would start moving.
What do you mean every time you moved? Were you sleeping together?
Shh.
Were you sleeping together? And where
Yes,
were you
we were. Yes, we were.
Sleeping together where?
In his bedroom. He brought me into the bedroom after.
Okay, well, you didn't tell me that. First, we started on the couch. Do you have a police report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see the police report, please.
Why don't you show her a picture, too?
Shh.
Shut up.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
At first, her whole problem was that I didn't spend Christmas with her because nobody can stand her because of the bull she's pulled on me. Or, excuse me, Your Honor, because of the things she's pulled on me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Christine Hagan says ex-boyfriend Brian Smart assaulted her during a night of heavy drinking. Christine also claims Brian held her captive for the night.
Mr. Smart, I'd like you to tell me your version of the events, sir.
That evening, I came home. It was more like 1:30 when I pull up my van. She's got her car back in my basement, loading up her tools and my tools. I say, I'll come up to her and say, hey, what are you doing? You know, what makes you think you're going to come to my house 1:30 in the morning loading up stuff in my house?
She had to fix a car the next day.
I said, yeah. I was like, well,
go ahead.
Nothing's going to get fixed tonight. What do you think you're doing? I said, we'll deal with this tomorrow. You know, it's late, it's Christmas, this is a holiday. So anyway, I start pulling my stuff back out of her car. I said, you got my stuff in here? I start pulling my stuff out. I pulled her stuff out. She's throwing stuff back in the car. At the same time, she knocks her window out. At first, her whole problem was that I didn't spend Christmas with her. That was her whole problem and her attitude, because nobody can stand her because of the bull pulled on me, or excuse me, Your Honor, because of the things she's pulled on me. Everybody's confronted her and told her what kind of person she's been. So anyway, I get her calmed down. We go in the house, we lay down, and I would go to sleep.
Did you get undressed?
No.
Did she get undressed?
No. 5:30 in the morning, Your Honor, I woke up.
Why did you go to sleep with your clothes on?
I was tired, and I just wanted to go to bed.
a little bit, had some to drink that day?
Yes, it was Christmas. I was celebrating with my family.
Okay. Next day, what happened?
I woke up at 5:30 in the morning. She's reloading my tools and her tools again. She's sputtering out of the driveway. She can't even get her trunk shut because she's got so much stuff in the back of it. So I'm pulling stuff back out, and she's sputtering out of my driveway. She drives away, comes back a half hour, maybe 45 minutes later with the police.
Okay. You went and called the police. Shh. You went and called the police, correct?
Yeah, I finally got to a point I had a chance to get my key.
All right. Let me read to you in the police report that you've given me what the police say. They said that you contacted them, and you say that you were shoved and punched and pulled by the hair and threw you around the residence throughout the night.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Hagan refused medical attention and treatment and appeared to be in no distress. Ms. Hagan's hair, makeup appeared to be neat, and there was no physical evidence to support her allegations. How do you explain the fact, Ms. Hagan, that after all you went through that night, beaten, pummeled, thrown over the couch, slept in your clothes, all of those terrible things, why do you think that the police noted there was no physical evidence to support her allegations?
I tried to go to the police officer at the time. I've actually tried still continuing trying to get a hold of the officer why they haven't done anything further than this.
This is his report. This is what he wrote at the time he saw you.
That is his opinion.
This is what he wrote.
I never even got out of my car because I could not keep my car running because my car would die, and I was afraid to be too close to lose a resident with it.
Okay, I'm finished with the assault part. Now let's move on to the big screen television set.
During the summer of 2004, I had moved out of my house with my ex-husband. My son and Brian Smart took the big screen TV and brought it over to his house. Well, the kids got really fond of it. They were playing video games and stuff like that. And so I didn't really say anything. And then when I moved into my new place, there just was no room. So I went in and left it at Brian's house. And the kids were having a good time. And
for 6 months?
Yeah. And I asked for it back then, too. And I just figured I'm taking it to court now.
She needed money. She was selling all of these things that she got from her ex-husband. She was trying to get like $800 for the TV. I finally talked her down to $600. She really needed the money. Her and her son needed to go get an apartment. I wrote out her a check, which I have right here.
Can I see it, please?
And I believe, if Your Honor.
Why did he give you $600?
I never received $600. He has gave me checks in the past that to cash in for him so he can pay off bills and take care of his kids for daycare.
Why would he give you money?
He gave me a lot of money off and on.
No, listen to me. First you said he never gave you a check. Then you said he did give you checks to cash for him that he needed for his children.
Not for the TV.
Well, I just asked you a question, Miss Hagan. What did he give you $600 for in June?
I know I had to get the kids shots and stuff like that. He gave me some money.
He's got his own bank account. What does he need you to cash a check for?
Christine Hagan says ex-boyfriend Brian Smart assaulted her during a night of heavy drinking. Christine also claims Brian held her captive for the night.
I'm not satisfied with your explanation with regard to the assault that you allege happened, because Mr. Smart says that there was no assault. The police who observed you at the time you called indicated that there was absolutely no physical evidence whatsoever that they could discern, either on your body or in your clothes or your hair, that would support the horrific story you just told me about this horrific assault. In addition, in your claim, you didn't tell me that you had spent the night with him.
I didn't have a choice.
You have a choice. Of course you have a choice. Somebody who was as drunk as you say...
Prior to this,
I'm speaking. Someone who was as drunk as you say, when their head hits the pillow, they're out. And you got up to go to the bath. Don't shake your head. Were you there?
No.
Good. So, quite frankly, Miss Hagan, I don't believe you. And I don't believe that this TV that you left there for 6 months, you all of a sudden want back. I believe that he gave you $600 for it. There is absolutely no other reason, no other credible reason why he would have given you a check in June at about the same time that you were moving out of your place and going into a smaller place. Your claim is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm just glad she was a smart enough lady to see through this lady's lies and manipulating everybody.
I know this guy. I've lived with him. I actually left him because the drugs problem was so bad in his house with his kids, doing drugs.
You can't keep this constant job. This way, for her to go through her life to get more out of society.
I never even got out of my car when the cops even, because I couldn't keep my car running. I was too scared he was going to come back at me and run at me again.
She's this kind of person that she tries to manipulate everybody constantly to get through life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Velasquez versus Flores. Step forward, please.
24-year-old hotel manager Andrea Velasquez is suing her former friend, 24-year-old pharmacy technician Lizette Flores, for the cost of a gym membership. Lizette says she never signed a contract.
Ms. Velasquez, according to what I read in your complaint, you and the defendant were very good friends, and for a period of time you lived with the defendant at her parents' home.
Correct.
And at some point you decided to go and sign up for a gym membership.
Correct.
You did sign up for you and the defendant.
That's right.
She went a couple of times, decided she didn't like it, and didn't pay for her membership. You want her portion of the membership that you signed on for because they're coming after you for that amount of money.
That's correct.
Ms. Flores says there was never an agreement between the two of you that she was supposed to pay for this gym membership, and she honestly believed that you were buying this membership for her as a repayment for living with her family, I assume rent-free, for how long?
2 years.
2 years. What were you doing living with her family for 2 years?
I got in a bad situation with somebody, and so did she, and then her parents were moving. We all agreed to chip into an apartment together. I paid rent every single month the 2 years that I was there to her father.
How much money did you pay?
$100 a month.
Now tell me about this gym membership.
I was attending Fullerton College. Her and I had previously discussed signing the gym together. I said, okay, I went to school. They had a membership deal, so...
You went to school on what date?
January 31st of 2002 is when I signed up.
So you signed up for the two of you?
Correct.
Can I see the contract that you signed?
Sure can. This is my contract. And this is her contract that I signed for her.
So you signed both of these contracts?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you tell the defendant about the contract?
When I came home that night.
What did you tell her?
I presented her the contract. I let her know that I did sign up for her. She had 3 days to cancel. I let her know if she did not want the contract, please let me know within these 3 days so I can go ahead and cancel it. It'll come off my credit. She said, yeah, that's fine. We went over the contract together. 2 days later, we went to the gym. We actually took our photo IDs together, and she was supposed to put everything under her name. But I didn't feel confident enough in her because she was barely trying to establish credit. And I kept it under my credit as long as I told her, just as long as you pay for it, give me the checks monthly. She agreed to that.
There is nothing here with her name on it.
Well, it's because it's under mine. She never transferred. If you look on the original contract, it's all under my name, and underneath it says her name, Lizette Ramos.
I understand that, madam. But you bring me what this credit history is and the amount of payment.
Correct.
And this says what all the payments are up from the very beginning. Now, what I say to you is, show me your payment history.
I don't have that with me.
She says that you weren't paying yours. So, wouldn't it strike you, since you signed up for the two of you at the same time, wouldn't you think that the smart thing to do was to bring something that showed your payments of $29 for your account and her payments for $29 on her account, since there's absolutely nothing here that suggests that this is her membership?
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I understand.
All right, now, let's get to you. When she came home that night and said she had signed you up, what did you say to her?
I took it as a gift. I said, thanks.
Well, what did she say to you?
She said, hey, I got us memberships to the gym. You just have to promise me you have to work out with me. I said, okay, that's fine. And we actually worked out for 3 days. And on the third day at the gym, she found out she was pregnant. She took a home pregnancy test at the gym. So we went home that day. We stopped going. I stopped going as well.
Did you stop going to the gym at that point?
I kept going.
No, she didn't.
We weren't friends, Lizette.
Just a second.
Oh, you were living at my house.
You have two problems with me. First of all, you did not have her consent at the time that you signed up for the membership. And second, you don't have anything to show me that this collection letter is on the second membership rather than on the first. And I assume you could have gotten the same printout on yours, right?
Correct.
Well, then you have a problem. You have a problem of proof with me. In any event, there was no contract entered into between the two of you at the time that you signed her up for this membership. She's not responsible for the membership. When you got pregnant and you took the pregnancy test and you went home, which I believe probably happened, did you expect her to remain a gym member and keep going to the gym without you?
Well, yeah, she agreed to the contract.
You know, I agreed to her promising her.
Sorry, babe. She doesn't owe you any money.
Parties are excused. This is case number 558 on the calendar in the matter of Bowden versus Duncan. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Your name is Mackenzie, is that right?
Yes.
What's your name?
Brett.
Brett. All right. Your lawsuit says that this young man punched your daughter and broke her glasses.
Yes.
Brett says your daughter started it, right, Brett? How old are you, Brett?
12.
Who was this?
Jason.
Jason was with you when this happened?
Yes.
But your mother wasn't with you, is that right?
No.
Right. So your mother's going to sit down. Tell me how her glasses got broken.
They didn't break. The lens got scratched.
If lens get scratched, you can't wear them. Tell me what happened.
Well, it started at the soccer field.
Do you remember the date?
No, I don't remember.
Well, you remember what month it was in?
January?
Is that right?
January 29th.
January. Go ahead.
We were at the soccer field.
Who's we?
Me and Jason. And she kicked a ball, and it was coming towards me, and she wasn't anywhere near it yet. And so I kicked it back, and she came over and shoved me.
How did she shove you?
She went up like that, to my shoulder.
She shoved you on your shoulder?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you say anything to her?
No, I told her not to do it again, or I was going to tell the manager.
Where was this? Where were you playing?
Sluggers.
What?
Sluggers.
I don't know what Sluggers is.
It's sports center.
Indoors?
Yeah. Yes.
Better. So she kicked a ball, you kicked it away, she came over and she shoved you on your shoulder.
Yes.
What happened then?
Well, then we left, and then...
Where did you go?
We went to the basketball court.
Is that also indoors?
Yeah. Then she and... What?
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Afterwards, she and Mackenzie got them two over there, and they were following, and then she came...
They were following who?
Me and Jason.
They were following the two of you?
Yeah.
Why do you think that they were following the two of you?
I don't know.
Do you think that these two people were picking on you?
I don't know. They weren't saying anything to us.
They were just following you?
Yeah, they didn't say nothing.
Okay. And what happened next?
Well, she came up and kicked me between the legs.
Just a second. Stand up, Jason. Move over to him. No, now move back over there. Show me how she kicked you between your legs.
She came up and went like that. When I was
so it hit you on the back of your knee?
No, right
Where?
in the private area.
She kicked you in your private area. She must be a rocket. You can sit down now. And then what happened?
Then after that, I kept walking, and then she grabbed my hoodie from the behind like this, and she started punching me up here in the spinal cord, and then I turned around and punched her.
Now, where were these two people when she came up to you and kicked you?
They left before she kicked me, and they went to a car or something, and then there's these other kids, Rance and Easton, that were egging them on.
Egging who on?
Them two.
Egging them on? How were they egging them on?
They were provoking them while they were in the car.
Well, how were they tell me how they were provoking them.
They were saying that they can't do nothing about what was going on, that they aren't going to do nothing, and they were flipping them off.
Did you know Mackenzie from before that day?
No.
So you still haven't explained to me why you punched her.
She hit me first, and I was self-defending myself.
Because she was grabbing hold of your hoodie?
Yeah, and then she started punching me.
Did it hurt you? Really? After you punched her, what did you do?
She knocked her glasses off and ran off, and then I picked them up and sat them on the counter, and afterwards I went behind the counter with the worker because he said he wouldn't let the lady do anything.
Which lady?
Her.
You mean she came back looking for you?
Yeah.
And the person who worked at the sports center took you behind the counter?
Yeah.
Because they were afraid that this lady was going to beat you up?
They were afraid that she was going to do something, and they were afraid.
So they took you behind the counter?
Yes.
And then what happened? Brett?
Then after that, she came back in with their daughter, and they got their glasses, and she started yelling at us, and Rance and Easton were smart-looking again, and then she was chewing them out, and then she told me to call my mom, and I did, and she talked to my mom about what happened, and that afterwards she hung up and left after my mom told her that she was going to be there to talk to her, and she left. And then afterwards we looked for her, and then we couldn't find her, and then we left.
Have you been back to the sports center?
Since? No.
Why not?
Because the guy said not to come back for a while.
Right. And why do you think the guy told you not to come back, Brett?
So I don't cause any more problems.
That sounds right. And did they also tell your friend Jason not to come back?
No.
Just you?
Me and Rance and Easton.
So the three of you were told don't bother to come back?
Yeah, but since Rance and Easton were on the baseball team, they get to come back.
But not you?
Not me.
You think that's unfair?
No.
You think that you behaved badly that day?
Yes.
Good. You did. You think your friends were sort of troublemakers?
Yes.
How old are they?
Easton, I don't know, and Rance, I think he's 13.
You're 12. So you're the youngest. You like to hang around with guys who are a little bit older?
Yes.
Okay, who are you?
I'm her sister.
Okay, so you want to tell me what you saw that day?
I was sitting by my mother watching my younger sister Cody playing her soccer game at Sluggers, and Mackenzie came up, and I believe it was the second time she had come up, and she asked my mother if she could defend herself because some boys were calling her names and said they were going to beat her up.
What were they calling you, Mackenzie?
Blue eyes and eyes twitching.
You think that's nice?
No.
Don't even suggest to me that nobody said that to Mackenzie, because we know that they did.
It was Easton and Rance that were...
It was somebody else.
Yes.
Somebody else did it. You know what we used to call that? The Sadi principle. Remember that? Some other dude did it. Why were they calling her names?
Because, I think because she twitches. I'm not sure. But I told them not to, but they just kept going.
You told them not to? You, age 12, told these boys that you were trying to impress. Don't tease the little girl. That's not nice. You told them that?
Yeah.
I don't believe you. You, who ended up punching her, told the other two boys who were merely calling her names, don't call her names. Is that what you want me to believe? Brett?
Yes.
I don't!
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
We went to go see what was going on, why they were bugging them, and there was 4 boys, and they all ran into the bathroom and hid.
Everybody had to go to the bathroom the same time?
And later today,
she would come and drop him off, and she would get off work and go out to clubs and stuff instead of coming to pick him up. I mean, he would be there half the night before she'd come and get him, and she just abandoned him there.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 10-year-old Mackenzie Hammond says 12-year-old Brett Williams punched her in the face and broke her glasses. Brett says Mackenzie hit him first.
So your sister said to you, can I defend myself?
She said that to my mother, but I was sitting there and heard it. And then my mother sent me and my boyfriend down to see what was going on, because Mackenzie doesn't get in fights, she doesn't get in trouble.
And when you went down there, what happened?
We went to go see what was going on, what the boys, why they were bugging them, what the side of the story were. And there was 4 boys, and they all ran into the bathroom and hid.
Everybody had to go to the bathroom the same time?
No, I didn't go in there. I went behind the counter.
You hid behind the counter, the other 3 went into the bathroom?
No, me and Jason went behind the counter.
So the 2 of you hid behind the counter, and 2 of your friends, the 2 who were teasing her, ran into the bathroom?
Yes.
That's not right.
Can I see the bill for the glasses, please? Stand up with him now. Brett, do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes.
Brothers or sisters?
Both.
How old is your brother?
11 and 4.
And what about a sister?
14 and 2.
Okay. How would you feel if your sister wasn't very nice looking and some kids were teasing her and making her feel sad and cry? How would you feel?
Bad.
What would you do?
Tell the other people not to.
Because it really isn't nice to tease other people.
Right.
Especially not right to tease other people if they have a physical disability. Right?
Right.
You would never do that, would you?
Probably would.
You did? Anything you want to say to me?
No, ma'am.
Good. Judge the plaintiff for the amount of $517, that's all. Now you can apologize.
Sorry for punching you.
Why does that excuse? Can I step out?
I don't feel that I should have paid for the whole thing since my kid wasn't the only one involved.
Oh, there were 4 boys, and they were definitely all involved, but her son is the one that actually punched my daughter and broke the glasses.
It was a little bit of both sides, not just one.
It was up to her to go after the other boys for their part of it.
She threw the first swing, and I was doing self-defense.
I feel that it was very fair because Brett lied on just about everything.
Mackenzie walked away 4 different times from this kid. They even pursued her to the car and beat on the car.
Don't hit if you don't want to get hit back.
Given the fact that the kid has been in trouble before with the law, I hope he gets some help. I think he needs it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Jackson versus Jackson. Step forward, please.
21-year-old concrete finisher Daniel Jackson and his wife Lauren are suing Daniel's sister, Amanda Jackson, for unpaid babysitting fees and a cell phone bill. Amanda says the couple is trying to squeeze her for money.
Mr. Jackson, this is your sister?
Yes, ma'am.
And your sister-in-law?
Yes.
Your complaint is twofold. First, that she owes you for some babysitting that you did for her. And second, that because you were being nice, you got her access to a cell phone. The agreement was she was to pay the bill. And after some sort of a rift, she left, and you got a cell phone bill for $1,600 that were long-distance calls that were hers, and you want her to pay that bill because now the bill has gone into collection. Your sister says that she's all paid up on the child care and that she asked you numerous times to let her see the bill because there's no way she went that far over the minutes to have amassed a bill for $1,600.
Yes, ma'am.
Why was your sister-in-law babysitting for your child?
She has a son, which is Austin's cousin, and she said, you know, I don't work, I stay home anyway, I don't mind him staying over here because I know you can't afford to pay a babysitter, so that's why she kept Austin.
How long did she do that for?
3 months.
How many hours a day?
It would depend on my schedule, depending on which shift I had. When I worked at a restaurant, I worked usually from 2 to 11. She would usually watch him then, or she would watch him in the morning time. So the schedules would vary.
So it's your statement that your sister-in-law agreed to watch your child just because she was being nice?
Yes, ma'am. We never agreed on amount or anything. I told her that, you know, she said, well, whenever you got the money to pay me, that'd be fine. We never agreed on an amount. So whenever I had extra money, I would give it to her.
How much extra?
Sometimes it was $50 a week. Sometimes it was $30 a week. But when I got my tax check in January, I gave her $400 out of it for watching my child.
Show the defendant this statement, please, and ask her if that's her signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to read what you said about the tax return that you signed over to your brother for babysitting. What does it say?
I signed over my $700 tax refund check to him and his wife.
Well, was it $700 or $400?
The tax check was $700. $400 of it was to go towards babysitting. $300 was to go towards cell phone bill. So the total of the check was $700.
Let me see. And I'll take the statement back as well.
Thank you.
Did she give you this $700?
No, ma'am. She got that check and she couldn't cash it, so she asked me to cash it for her. She gave us $350 for babysitting, and the rest she kept. She said she needed it for bills or money or whatever.
Well, that's what she said initially. She said she gave you $400 for babysitting, and you gave her the rest in cash?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, she was supposed to get the rest of her income tax and give us more money, but we never seen it.
Well, if I had 2 checks that
Don't speak.
Yes, ma'am.
What was your arrangement with her as far as babysitting?
Well, she had just moved back from Wisconsin, and she had 2 jobs and no one to watch her son. And my son is almost the same age, so she told me to write down on a piece of paper how many hours a day, and she would pay me. Well, she never did.
Well, pay you what?
We never decided.
Okay, so there was never a fixed agreement?
No, not at first. Then it was like 18 hours a day sometimes.
Well,
so instead of doing every hour, since it was so much, we just agreed on $100 a week.
No.
She would come and drop him off, and she would get off work and go out to clubs and stuff instead of coming to pick him up. I mean, he would be there half the night before she'd come and get him, and she just abandoned him there.
All right, let me see the phone bill.
I also have, from October and November, the hours that I watched her son.
I don't want the babysitting.
Okay.
And this. Just want the phone bill. Is this all on one number?
Yeah, there's 3 numbers on there. It's 3 months of bills, late fees, collection fees.
No,
I'll write it up
with the $700 check that I gave them, $300 of that check was to go towards my phone bill.
The other $300.
I don't believe you, madam.
Well,
Listen to me
that's the
very
way it was.
carefully.
Yes, ma'am.
You owed her more money for babysitting if you were doing the right thing and paying her for babysitting.
I did.
$350.
I paid her more than that, but I paid her cash.
Doesn't cut it. I believe your brother when he says that he cashed that check and he gave you back cash.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, I believe him. Okay. Now, both of these numbers are on this one bill, and you say that she owes the whole thing.
400 something of it was ours. We subtracted that out of the total amount.
We just added together on that paper her charges.
Yeah, but her charges total the whole thing, according to you. 1845.96, and according to this, it's 1872.
There's also the collection on there that adds another $300 and something dollars.
Well, why didn't you pay yours?
Because they wouldn't take part of a payment. They wanted the whole thing.
No, that's not true. Don't tell me. When the bill starts to add up, Miss Jackson, and you say to a company, listen, somebody else has this phone, but I want to pay my portion of it, so at least we stop the late fees on my portion. They take partial payments.
And they had already taken one partial payment from her and still had an overdue balance on it, and they said that they wanted all of it or none of it.
I don't believe you. That I don't believe, that they wouldn't say, listen, I'll take your $400 and then we'll talk about the rest later. I don't know a company that says, I'm not taking your money.
The reason why they're wanting me to pay all of it is Daniel called me a few weeks back and says, they're garnishing my check for 85%. Well, I know that that's not true. I know a lot of garnishment laws, and they cannot garnish your check for that amount when you have two dependents, and you're the only one in your house working. So I knew he was lying. I later found out she okayed for Singular them to debit their account. She gave them the account number, the routing number, the check numbers, said, okay, you can debit my account for this much money when they didn't have the money in there. That's why they're wanting me to pay all of this bills.
Don't you think you probably owe for some of these excess minutes?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Well, it's very hard for me to figure out exactly what she owes. Sir?
It's all listed on there under her phone number, the amount that she owes on each one.
I see $327.
Yeah, that's
for her
turning
number.
the phones off, for having the phone shut off early. That's the early termination fees.
Okay. That she's responsible for.
For having their phones terminated also?
Yes,
300.
because...
Just a second. You had yours terminated, $327. That's what that is, that you owe.
For their phones being shut off?
No, that's just for yours. 772.
Yes, ma'am, that's her phone.
Is that your number?
Yes, ma'am.
327, 701, and 167. $1,195. It looks to be what you owe on the phone.
Is that with the collection fees and everything on there?
I'm not bothering with that, sir. That's your problem. Learn next time. Don't get somebody else's cell phone and let the bills pile up, including yours. You also didn't pay your bill.
Well, we've already paid our portion.
You didn't pay your bill in a timely fashion. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You let somebody else swing for it. You're just annoyed because it all got caught up and they're coming after you instead of coming after her. But she owes the money, $1,195. As far as I'm concerned, the babysitting, that's your problem.
Parties
Goodbye.
are excused. You may step out. Two on the calendar in the matter of Calmetta versus Morris. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Calmetta, according to your complaint, sir, you met the defendant at Home Depot.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you just struck up a conversation with the defendant.
Yeah, she was standing in front of me in line.
And she told you that she was buying stuff to paint her house or to do her house, and you volunteered to help her, but then indicated to her that the cost for doing that would be how much?
Well, Your Honor,
$1,500?
oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't mean to change that. But what had happened was initially I had given her my card because I was sort of attracted to her.
I assume. I've read the complaint.
It wasn't more or less, I told her she did need electrical work. I was an electrical contractor. I do building, I do painting, I do remodeling, but my primary job is an electrical contractor. So I handed her my card, and I did make a comment that is sometimes it's easier to hire someone to do the work than try to do it yourself.
So?
Well, about 3 hours later, I went and finished the job I was on, and I got to the driveway of my home, and I got a phone call on my cell phone. It was her, and she had tried to attempt to paint the condo herself, and she was having a little trouble. Apparently, the paint wasn't sticking to the ceiling, and she was getting blotches. And I sort of told her, I says, well, try to smooth them out.
Well, what did she ask you? She said, how?
Well, she asked me if I knew someone who could come out, because she knew that my primary trade was electrical, that if I knew a painter, if I could help her out. And I says, well, sure, I do, but it's going to be very difficult to get someone to come out and drop up a dime. You know, this Friday night, you know, and figured I'd try to make a few phone calls, and nobody was calling me back.
You didn't make any phone calls. You decided to go over there yourself.
Yeah, I did. Well, I did call one person. I tried to. I called one person.
You thought about calling somebody, but you went over yourself.
Yes.
Mr. Calmetta, let's keep it simple, sir.
Yes,
simple and honest. Yes.
So
okay.
I ended up going over there, yes, and I noticed that her rollers were incorrect. She had the incorrect rollers. The paint was a cheap brand, and I asked her, I said, let's go to Home Depot, let's get a better quality paint, and let's get some rollers. So we went to the store, we picked up the correct supplies, we got back, and I did spend that whole, I got there from, I say I have the whole job itemized here.
No, just tell me the stories.
Okay, I'm just...
You didn't itemize the job that day or
no,
the day after.
it was itemized down the road.
It was itemized down the road, close to this lawsuit.
Yeah, right after.
All right, so let's... Mr. Calmetta, let's try to keep it simple. So you went to this store, you got better paint, and you got a couple of really good rollers. And then you went back and started to help her paint the house, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear.
Well, we spent the whole week in there painting because it was a decent sized job. I had my employee here come by on Saturday. I was there till 11:30 Friday painting, and we returned Saturday in the afternoon after I was done with my regular jobs, and we spent. Well, I had left for 2 hours. He was there for the first 2 hours while I had went and did a service call. I returned. We were there together for about 5 more hours, and I stayed later to try to finish up the job on
Which
Saturday.
are you talking about? Shh. Sorry.
Go ahead.
That was May 6th on the Saturday. And then the last day I was there was Sunday, which was May 7th. And I was only there for 3.5 hours.
Okay, so you were there. Did you finish the job?
Yeah, we finished the whole job. It was like, she wanted 2 different colors, so that took a little bit of taping.
You finished the job.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
And then what happened?
Well, there was also, things happened, and we talked about possibly going to South Beach with me. Okay, we were going to take
to Florida.
Yes, Your Honor. And I had purchased some tickets for us to go.
When did you do that?
Actually, it was Monday.
I mean, right after the weekend.
Yeah.
Right after the weekend, you bonded.
Yeah.
With the good rollers.
At least I thought we did.
And?
And when it got closer to the trip, I'll try to make this short. Something happened to her grandmother.
How much later was the trip scheduled?
Well, it was scheduled to leave on the 19th of May.
So within a couple of weeks?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see each other between that time, between the Monday that you finished the job and the day you were supposed to leave on the trip? Did you go out? Did you date? Did you go to dinner? Anything?
Well, we were both quite busy.
So the answer is no?
No.
Okay. And?
And like I said, 3 days before the flight, she had called and said that well, I tried to get in hold of her. She's kind of mad. I called her work. She didn't like the fact that I called her at work. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. She was at her grandmother's house for a couple days. Apparently she was sick and she couldn't make the trip, and she ended up canceling on me, which in a way I did go on the trip by myself. I have the tickets, that I purchased for her, which I'm not too concerned with about the trip, to be honest with you. Even though I put it on the sheet, I wasn't really going to try to make a deal on it, because I did go on a trip and I had a great time. The day I got there, I met a beautiful young lady and had a great time in South Beach, and I was kind of glad I went. So it turned out real well. So more or less, it's the trip's not that big of a concern. It's just more or less the work that I did.
So you are withdrawing your claim for the plane ticket?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So far, that's a good idea, because I didn't hear anything about, well, I'll pay half.
Yeah, exactly. So I figured that much. So I.
Perfect. All right. Now, with regard to the painting, I also didn't hear anything, Mr. Calmetta, about how much she was going to pay you or your helper.
I was going to tell you that. I don't know how you can figure as far as the Friday, because we didn't discuss the rates till about the middle of the job on Friday. She goes, well, what do you charge?
She asked you what your fees were. That doesn't necessarily mean that she was agreeing to pay your fees. But she asked how much.
When they asked me what my fees are, I'm not there to do this for free. I wasn't there to paint the place for free. I more or less made it clear that $75 to come out, and it's $50 per man per hour. Those are my daytime rates. Anything after 5 o'clock, like I said, I have it all itemized. It's double time after 5. Saturday, it's time and a half, and Sunday, it's double time. And I did make it clear to her. I even said it'll probably run about $1,500.
Okay.
And so,
now,
but it did come a little bit more than that.
Now, when you told her it was going to run her $1,500, what did she say to you?
She had no problem with that.
No, what did she say? Hi.
She said okay. She had no problem.
Okay, now, Miss Morris.
Yes.
Let's hear from you. And we don't have to concentrate on the trip, because the trip he's withdrawing because...
I understand that.
He had a great time there with somebody else.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He already had the tickets bought, Your Honor. He came to my house with somebody else's name on the ticket saying, I was supposed to take her, but instead I chose you.
Is that true?
Well, I was supposed to take some other girl that I had met, but...
Oh, yeah.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Richard Calmetta says former friend Sarah Ann Morris owes him for painting her condo and for airline tickets to South Beach.
Now, Miss Morris.
Yes.
Let's hear about the painting. You hooked up at Home Depot. I assume all of that is correct, that you met there, that you called him to come over and take a look and see if he could help you, that you did, in fact, go back and buy different paints, different rollers, etc. He came back to your house and started working. So far, is that all correct?
To a point. He gave the wrong dates. It's April 28th.
Who cares?
29th. My family was supposed to help me, and they canceled on me. So I was desperate to a point that I needed to get it done. I'm just a go-getter. Once I say I'm going to do something, I like to accomplish it.
Okay, so you called him?
Yes, I did.
You didn't expect him to do it for nothing, did you?
No, I didn't.
But you just, because you just met the man at Home Depot.
Right, I expected to pay him. No, yes, I did, Your Honor.
Oh, so how much did you pay him?
I offered him Saturday $200. He refused to take it because he began liking me.
Well, ma'am, I do a service call for $20.
He wouldn't take the money because he knew I'm a young lady. I just got started on my own, and he didn't want to take from me. He makes his own money. He doesn't need $200.
Well, this man didn't like you. You were the helper?
Yeah,
right?
He's my employee.
Just a second. He was the employee. He was there painting with him. He wasn't crazy about you. What did you think? He was just coming along because he had nothing to do for the weekend?
No, Your Honor, I wasn't.
Well, what did you pay him?
I didn't pay them anything because he told me he didn't want anything.
What about him?
He was just his follower. He spoke for both of them.
Miss Morris.
Yes.
Pay careful attention, madam.
Will do.
You called him because you needed somebody to paint for you.
I told him I was... Yes.
And you expected to have that done at a fee.
Right.
Yeah, I assume you were helping.
Yes, I was.
Okay. She was helping.
Yes, you.
And that isn't the usual standard fare. I mean, I've had my apartment painted, and I don't remember being right in there in the thick of things with a paintbrush when somebody's painting my apartment. Like, if you went to do an electrical job, sir, you wouldn't say to the person whose house you were in, come over here and hold these wires because you're going to hold the wires while I hang the fixture. You come, they leave, and so this was a little different.
Because we were on time and material.
No.
Yes.
It was a little different.
Well, we were on T&M, though. I did discuss as far as, she was trying to save some time on the job. Well,
it was a little different.
Yes, it was.
And it was a little different, compounded by the fact that the day after you completed the job, you made an investment in plane tickets to take it to South Beach. How many times have you done that when you did your electrical work? Right?
Yes, right.
All right, so it's a little bit different. You see, my problem, Miss Morris, is that you can't be a total taker. I mean, if he's smitten with you and he wants to invest a weekend helping you paint your condo, that's fine.
I agree.
But this man deserves to be paid, especially when it certainly appeared that after the painting was done, you had nothing to do with him, even after he bought the tickets and then bailed out. Right?
Correct. But
right.
A lot of things in between that we're not discussing right now happened between mine and Richard's relationship, or friendship, I should say, to make me not want to go on this trip with him.
But I withdrew the trip.
I understand.
So drop that.
Just a second. That may be. Don't you understand that a man who is smitten with a woman, whether he's good, whether he's bad, whether he's got quirks, whether he dresses up in odd clothes in the evening, it doesn't make any difference. You know, he feels as if he had made an investment because you led him on over the weekend. You led him on sufficiently for him to plan a trip with you that you initially said you would go on. Initially. What are you shaking your head? No. You mean you didn't initially say that you would go with him?
Not really. I was too good to be true. I didn't believe it.
Just a second. Don't tell me too good to be true. You initially said that you would go with him. He didn't go buy tickets to South Beach.
He already had the tickets bought, Your Honor. He came to my house with the tickets a week before we were supposed to go with somebody else's name on the ticket saying, I was supposed to take her, but instead I chose you.
Is that true?
Show her the tickets.
Is that true?
Well, I was supposed to take somebody else on a different date, on a different flight, some other girl that I had met. But, but it has nothing to do with...
Would you step up here, sir?
Your Honor, it has nothing to do with her, though.
Guys,
I mean...
Yeah, please. It has enough to do that you put it in your complaint, sir. Tell me your last name.
Szynski.
Mr. Szynski, you work with or for the plaintiff?
Yeah.
How many hours did you spend approximately at
It
the
was
defendant's house?
Saturday from 4 to about 11 o'clock.
Just on Saturday?
Yep.
Okay. Let me see your job estimate that you've made up right before court. Okay. Now, you say that you get $50 an hour
Yes, Your Honor. That's standard contractor's rates.
for you and for...
It's per man per hour. The way
Per man per
yes,
hour.
We charge 75.
Mr. Calmetta, I don't believe you, sir. I don't believe that you had a discussion with her prior to you doing the job, fixing the fees, including $50 an hour for you and $50 an hour for Mr. Szynski over here.
I have overhead as far as
Pay
phone
attention,
bills.
sir.
Yes, I understand it, but that's
Pay
what I charge
attention,
as
sir.
as an employer, though.
I don't believe you had an agreement with her.
I had told her what the rates were.
I had told, listen to me, sir. I don't believe that you had a contract with her. There are too many things that do not ring true to me, including the fact that you prepared this right before you came to court. You had no signed contract. When you do an electrical job for somebody, Mr. Calmetta, you prepare this first, right?
No,
Pay
Your
attention.
Honor, I don't. You hear,
Mr. Calmetta.
You're not saying that you want me to...
Mr. Calmetta,
you're telling me how I do my
don't try to
business.
talk over me, sir. You're going to lose.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You better make up your mind quickly what we're going to do about this situation. This is not going to go away. If I don't hear from you by the end of the day, I'm going to make your life miserable.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Richard Calmetta says former friend Sarah Ann Morris owes him for painting her condo and for airline tickets to South Beach.
Mr. Calmetta, if you are an electrical contractor or a building contractor, and I have dealt with both.
I understand, but...
When you do a job, you outline what the job is. Cost of hours, cost of paint and materials, cost of electrical supplies. You sign it, and they sign it.
That's on a bid. This was not a bid.
That is not a bid, sir. I have never dealt with anybody on a big job for $1,500 or $2,000 where we didn't have a contract, even a painter. The painter writes down what color they're going to paint the foyer, what color they're going to paint the living room, what kind of paint they're going to use. I sign, they sign, I have a contract. And if you're in business and if you have employees, that's how you do your electrical work as well. And if you don't do it, then you're not a very good businessman. This was done later. I don't believe that you had a contract with her, but I do believe that you are responsible to pay Mr. Szynski. Do you understand? You can't be a taker.
I don't want to be a taker.
Good. So how much do you think it was worth for you to have your condo painted over the weekend at the drop of a dime? You tell me how much you anticipated paying somebody else.
The estimate that I show for the work that they both did came out to about $300 worth of work. I'll be willing to pay
That's ridiculous.
Richard $300, his partner.
I do that on a service call, Your Honor.
I have a tape here, also, Your Honor, that has him threatening me and also saying that he did the paint job out of the goodness of his heart because he liked me.
Oh, well, let me hear it. Let me hear that part. I want to hear the
It's three
threats.
different messages because it...
I just want to hear that he did the paint job out of the goodness of his heart because he liked you.
Okay.
Yes, Sarah. I'm going to need to hear from you today. We're going to have to figure out what you're going to do about this situation. This needs to be taken care of. I gave you my time. I spent a whole weekend over there painting your place. For the goodness of my heart. My time is very, very, very valuable. I did that out of the goodness of my heart. Spend time with you because I liked you. What a mistake that was. Two, when I handed you my card, I was interested in you. That's why I even came over. You weren't attracted to me. You should have never had me come out there. You knew why I came out there. Why I stayed out there. Then the situation the way it went, you should have never accepted an invitation to a trip. But you did. Went and spent money on tickets. I'm not going to eat these tickets. The trip is Wednesday. You're either going to take the tickets and go on the trip, because I'm not going alone. Now again, I'm not on a drop of a dime. I'm going to find somebody to go on this trip here in a couple days. Now I'm not going by myself. You better make up your mind quickly what we're going to do about this situation. This is not going to go away. I'm going to make your life miserable. Not only will I make it miserable by suing the out of you, and maybe some other things too, I'm going to pull some strings at your job. So I'm going to spend the whole day tomorrow on a mission of getting back at you for what you've done to me. Now, I don't want to have to do all this. But if I don't hear from you by the end of the day, first thing I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to pull some strings, because I know people. I don't want to have to do this, but I will. Now, if I don't hear from you, Sarah, by the end of the day, we'll hit the...
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Mr. Szynski, you came here as a witness today, is that
Yes.
right, sir? Well, you're going to leave here the owner of a judgment, because Ms. Morris indicated that minimally she thinks the job is worth $300. It's probably worth closer to $600 or $1,000 to do the entire job, but I believe that Mr. Calmetta was not doing this job to be paid. He was doing this job for another reason. However, you were not. The court will enter a judgment, but the judgment will be paid, Ms. Morris, to Mr. Szynski in the amount of $300. Your claim, Mr. Calmetta, is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have seats, please.
Mr. McMahon, according to the complaint that I read, you and the defendant leased an apartment to live together. When you moved into the apartment, you put down half the security deposit. You also purchased some old furniture together. When you separated, you did not receive your security deposit back, nor the value of half the furniture that you purchased. That's what you want.
That's
right?
correct, Your Honor.
The defendant says this is pretty much a joke because you really owe her money and she has a counterclaim.
Mm-hmm.
When did you lease this apartment?
I believe it was in July of '98, June or July.
And how long did you live together?
On and off for probably a year and a half.
When did you finally separate?
About probably 5 months ago, permanently.
And how long did you actually live in the apartment?
I actually lived in the apartment full-time for approximately 2 months before I got thrown out the first time.
And then you moved back?
And then I moved back.
Well, so let's have all the months together that you actually lived there.
Probably 4 months straight, on and off for probably a year and a half.
And how much was your security deposit that you put down?
$150.
Now, tell me about this furniture that you purchased together.
First, we bought a washer and dryer. I paid $75. She paid $75.
Okay. What's next?
The next is the furniture, which her aunt was selling, and again, we each paid $75 for the furniture.
No, we did not.
You'll have your
That's
chance.
wrong, Your
You'll
Honor.
have your chance. So that is $275 and $150, $425. How did you pay your half of the rent, which comes to her counterclaim?
With check. With a check.
With checks?
I wrote my checks out to her.
Let me see them.
I don't have them. She packed all my stuff up.
He packed it all himself.
Mr. McMahon.
That's not true.
See, the problem is, she says that you lived together a total of 6 months. You say 4 months. The defendant says that you only paid rent for 2 of those months.
That is correct. But the only reason I paid for the first 2 months because I lived there full time. She threw me out. I had to go move into a whole nother place. And we were broken up. We started seeing each other again, and I had a separate residence.
But then you moved back in, even according to you.
Right, okay.
Sir, listen to me. Then you moved back in, at least according to you, for another 2 months on an apartment where you had a lease.
Right.
And you did not pay rent for those 2 months.
Yes, I did.
No, we didn't.
No, you just told me you didn't pay rent for those 2 months. You said you only paid rent for 2 months.
I wasn't living there full time. I was only spending 2 nights out of the week there. I already moved out into a whole nother place.
No, Mr. McMahon, now you're making that up as you're going
I am
along. You
not,
just said
Your
to me,
Honor.
you
Oh, I'm
said to
nervous.
me a moment ago, of the year and a half that you were together, you lived there 4 months, but you only paid rents for 2 months out of the 4.
No, while I was there, if I stayed there for a full month, I would pay for half of that month. If I only spent
That's not what you just told me.
Well, excuse me, Your Honor, I'm a little confused. It was,
Well, let's not get confused, sir.
but I went and got a separate residence, and then we started dating again. I would spend the weekend over there and then go back during the week to my own residence.
He never got his own residence until after the second time I threw him out. He lived with his father after the first time.
Okay, let's talk about the expenses that you say he owes you, Miss McCarthy. Let me hear.
Well, Your Honor, most of what he has said was correct. He was there May and June. I found he was cheating on me and I threw him out. We reconciled and he moved back in October, and he was there October, November, and December, and it was shortly after Christmas, 1998, or maybe even after the first of the year, where I threw him out for the second time. He was coming up with all these excuses why he couldn't help me out with the rent, and never paid anything. The day I threw him out, I went to do some laundry, and he had a bad habit of keeping papers in his pants. I would check his pockets for papers, and I found a receipt for some car stereo equipment that he purchased the day before. And that's when all heck broke loose, and I threw him out.
Why?
Because he kept claiming that he had no money to help me out. You know, he was getting speeding tickets, he was paying for the speeding tickets, he bought $1,000 rims for this Mustang that he owned. The heat would be up to 80 degrees, and he wasn't even there.
All right. So now, I got it.
I was on the leaks, though. I'm entitled to turn my own heat up.
Just a second.
But he wasn't paying for it.
I got it. I understand the whole scenario. Now, my next question to both of you is, clearly, according to you, October, November, and December of
1998.
98 is when you, in December is when you threw him out ultimately?
Yeah, it was a little after Christmas, maybe even after the first of the year.
Okay, and did he ever move back in?
No.
Why haven't you sued him for the amounts that you claim he owes you?
Well, initially, Your Honor, we got back together around Valentine's Day in 1999.
So you were back together?
Yes, we did. We never moved. He never moved back in. I still live there today.
But in February of 1999, you sort of got back together. How?
He invited me to dinner, bought me a couple dozen roses, and schmoozed his way back in like he always did.
All right. And how long did that schmoozing last?
On and off for about a year. We had a verbal agreement in between all this because he was upset about the furniture. He threatened to cut it up if he had to in order for him to get his half of it. And once we did get back together, we made a verbal agreement that I was to keep the furniture in my apartment because he hadn't helped me for those 3 months. And that was well and good for us.
Made that agreement.
And all of a sudden I get this lawsuit, and so I said, well, the heck with it. I'm going to just get my money that he owes me.
Okay. That's what I wanted to hear. So you were prepared to say, forget it.
Yes, I was.
On. Now, Mr. McMahon, I'm going to ask you the same question, sir. What took you so long to file this lawsuit?
We got engaged.
Yes.
She wanted me to move back in. I said, no, not until some issues are resolved.
And when did that engagement terminate?
On my birthday.
What date?
January 30th. I wasn't just going to jump into a lawsuit until I had some time to deal with what I was feeling.
You should have jumped into the lawsuit a year and a half ago.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right.
You're absolutely right. If you believe that she honestly owed you this money, half of a washer and dryer for $75 and a lot of furniture for $75.
It's not the money. It's got nothing to do with the money.
So what does it have to do with?
Your Honor, we had a 3-bedroom apartment. Out of all 3, each bedroom had a closet. I had a quarter of one closet in the master bedroom.
So does my husband.
And I had 2.
And let me tell you, he's a happy man.
And I had 2 drawers. I had 2 drawers. I couldn't even put my clothes in there.
He has 2 drawers. Men are lucky if they have a quarter of a closet. They have 1 drawer.
And another thing.
Women need more drawers.
And another thing.
And more closet space.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She took over the whole apartment.
That's what ladies do. They make a nest.
What about me?
My husband knows he can decorate anything in his quarter of the closet.
I didn't get
Period.
And later today,
he shove kicked me to my growing area, and I didn't do anything.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Daniel McMahon says ex-girlfriend Michelle McCartney won't return his furniture or his share of the deposit on their apartment.
Have you ever been married?
No.
That's a very good lesson I'm going to teach you. Don't expect more than a quarter of a closet. Right? If you expect more, never get married.
Okay, and another thing, January 30th, which was my birthday, which was one of the last big fights.
More than a quarter of a closet?
A quarter of a closet's ridiculous.
I've been married for 13 years.
Yeah.
I don't even have a quarter of a closet.
The whole apartment had her family all over the wall. I couldn't put any. I had no entity in there at all.
You mean you couldn't have a picture of your mother or your grandmother up?
The walls were full. I couldn't do nothing.
Mr. McMahon.
I'm serious. She took over the whole apartment.
Mr. McMahon.
I had no rights and nothing.
That's what ladies do. They make a nest.
We need.
Let
There
me
should be a
explain
little
something
bit
to
of
you.
compromise.
Let me explain
though, and there was
something to you.
not.
That's what happens. They make a nest. Right?
What about me?
My husband knows he can decorate anything in his quarter of the closet.
I didn't get
Period.
I had to step
Don't move
over.
a lamp.
I had to
Don't
step
move a
over shoes
picture.
to get to my quarter of the closet.
Get over
Her
it.
shoes.
Listen to me. Your lawsuit, Mr. McMahon, is nonsense. And so is your counterclaim. Nonsense. 2.5 years ago, you started a relationship. You moved into an apartment together. It didn't work out. Your entire investment was at most $425, which includes $150 for some old furniture and an old washer and dryer. How many times did you use the washer and dryer? I want you to think very carefully. How many times did you take clothes, like sheets and towels, from the bathroom and from the beds, take them, put them in the washing machine, wait till it was finished, take it out, put it in the dryer, and fold it up. How many times did you do that?
Plenty of times. If I wasn't being thrown out that week, I was doing laundry.
If you weren't being thrown, you were doing laundry?
Yeah.
Is that right?
I used to do her work clothes for her. Everything else.
He was doing the laundry?
Some.
He was doing the
few and far between. I was mostly doing all of our laundry. But yes, it was used for his clothes, which he had.
I didn't ask you it was used for his clothes. I'm talking about sheets and towels and stripping the beds. And
oh, I did all that. I could hardly even get him to make the bed, never mind strip it.
I'm talking about stripping the beds and putting the sheets in and putting the sheets back on the bed. Who did that?
I did all that.
You did that?
Yeah.
Well, you were honest about the other thing. He did do his own work clothes. Who did the cleaning in the apartment?
I did everything. I did everything, Your Honor.
Like what? I mean, who scrubbed the bathroom floor? Who scrubbed the kitchen floor?
I did. I wouldn't even let him do the dishes because he would do them in a half-mannered way and they would be all greasy, so I'd have to redo them anyway. That was his lame excuse for not being able to do anything because he didn't know how.
It's called learned helplessness. You do it wrong so nobody asks you to do it again.
Mr.
McMahon, is it accurate that the housework was done by the defendant?
You know what? I didn't spend enough time in that apartment to clean anything. If you want the real deal.
You spent some time there, sir. According to you, you spent a couple of months there straight. And in addition to the couple of months there straight, 2 or 3 days a week when you were going to your own place. So you were there long enough to dirty the kitchen, dirty the bathroom, dirty the tub, dirty all those things.
If I dirtied something, I cleaned it.
That's it. I've heard that before. Mr. McMahon, your lawsuit is nonsense, and so is your counterclaim. They're both dismissed. Get over it.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
One of us was obligated to continue paying that lease, and I did, and I have been paying it ever since. He paid 2 months, and he was on a lease for a year.
He wanted me to pay it while I was living in it.
Oh, well.
I didn't get treated fair in the relationship from Jump Street, and, you know, I got taken advantage of.
And now the next case.
All parties on Sias versus Graham. Step forward, please.
55-year-old Asian arts instructor Ted Sias is suing 19-year-old carpet installer William Graham for assaulting him while riding his bike.
According to your complaint, Mr. Sias, you were riding your bike to work. What kind of work do you do?
I teach internal health arts in Huntington Beach.
In a school?
Yes, ma'am.
And a car that was being driven by one of these two young men,
Mr. Graham,
somehow passed by you, and he shouted something out the window, which made you angry.
It startled me. It scared
Startled
me.
you?
Yes.
So you got angry?
Yes.
And what you did in response was to ride your bike on an overpass where you were, and when you saw his car passing under the underpass, you picked up a rock and threw it at his car.
Yes, ma'am, but it was actually a pebble, and I brought the approximate size that I dropped.
Pebble, rock, you threw a something at his car.
Yes.
That made Mr. Graham very angry,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And you got off the expressway to find him,
Yes, ma'am.
because you saw him do it.
Yes, ma'am.
And there was a confrontation. And that's what this lawsuit is about, because you said that during the course of that confrontation, Mr. Graham injured you and broke your bike.
Yes.
So let's start out. You're pedaling along, going to work. His car comes alongside you, and what does he say to you?
It wasn't him. It was his passenger that screamed at me.
What did his passenger say?
I don't know. It was just a holler, a very loud holler. I wasn't.
Which startled you.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what did you do?
Well, I about fell off my bike. Then I picked up this little pebble, and I was thinking about dropping it. And when they pulled around, then he gave me the birdie. That was it. That's all it took to send me the rest of the way. So I did drop it. I wasn't dropping the pebble to cause damage. I was dropping the pebble as more of an act of, you do this to me, I do this to you, but I wasn't striving for revenge. I lost my head.
Yeah, but he didn't do anything to you, sir, that involved any physical touching.
I think
his passenger
yes, ma'am.
said something to startle you.
I think it's an accumulation of years of riding and getting people throwing things at me and hollering at me. I guess that one time I've been tired. I was riding my bike for 12 miles that day. I just lost it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You see the passenger?
Yes, he was, ma'am.
Did you do that? Hold up. Right there.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ted Sias says William Graham assaulted him while out riding his bike. William claims Ted threw a rock at his car.
What was the first thing that was said?
I asked him, ma'am, I said, why did you throw a rock in my car? He then got off his bike, and he says, well, you know, you screamed at me. And I'm like, who screamed at you?
Well,
you know,
it's clear he didn't scream at you. Just a minute. He didn't scream at you.
Yes, ma'am, he didn't.
Somebody else did. Go ahead.
It could have been possible that we had been goofing around laughing, whatever, you know, the case may be in the car, what you do with
Whatever, somebody in your car
Yeah.
spooked him, right?
That must have happened somehow. It wasn't intentional.
Was he the passenger?
Yes, he was, ma'am.
Did you do that?
Oh,
Up! Right there. Right where the finger is. Did you do that to the bike rider?
I was...
No, look at me.
I'm sorry. I was singing in the car, yelling, having a good time, not yelling at anyone out of the car, intentionally.
Did you realize you had startled him?
No.
Now sit down. Go ahead.
Okay, so then he pushes me once. I push his hand down. I say, don't touch me again. He pushes me again, I push his hand down, and after I push his hand down the second time, he shove kicked me to my groin area. And I didn't do anything. Then I was going to call the cops. He got on his bike like he was going to leave. And I said, where are you going? And he said, oh, I'm leaving now, like that. And he's like, you're wasting my time. I said, yeah, thanks a lot. I just got my car painted. I just got my car painted, and he dropped the rock and chipped like on the roof of my car. And he says, well, now it just gives you something to do, doesn't it? He gets back off his bike, pushes me one more time. I push his hand down again, and then he kicked me harder in the same exact area, the same type of kick in the groin. And at that time, I grabbed his leg. He went to swing at me, and I hit him in the head, and then I hit him a couple more times. He fell over his bike, which was right behind him. Once he was on the ground, I held him down. This is all in a position where I had a broken collarbone at the time because I was in an accident maybe a month before at the most, and I had a cast on my hand from torn ligaments. So I was really in no position to be starting a fight.
What kind of accident? Car accident?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Sayers, you want to tell me your version of the event, sir?
Basically, he's saying something effective, you're going to pay for it, you're going to pay for it, or you're going to apologize. I can't remember which one or both. And he kept trying to get closer to me, and I kept telling him to stay away. I said it numerous times. I did what's called a push kick towards his groin. It was not meant to cause any pain. He says, what was that?
But you did do that.
I did do that, yes, I did.
And he hadn't put his hands on you yet.
He was kept getting...
No. He had not put his hands on you.
No, ma'am, not yet. I did what I could, which was non-lethal. I pushed towards his face to make him lean back to go away. I pushed towards his groin.
He didn't kill you either, Mr. Sayers. That's not lethal.
If you look at the picture, you'll see it's probably lethal. My face doesn't look too pretty. I've probably got a birthmark that'll last me the rest of my life. You want
Sure, I'll take a look.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. That's not lethal. Nasty, but not lethal.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
You don't say anything in your complaint, Mr. Sayers, about your putting your hands on the defendant first. He's a young man, and very often people say, well, young kids, you know, they're going to lose their temper and they're going to get out of control. I think that it happens with men when they reach maybe age 50. You're not 50 yet, are you?
Nowhere near.
I know, they do have as sometimes what you describe as road rage. You went to the top of an overpass, you picked up a pebble. You say it was a very small pebble. It may have been, but certainly enough. If that falls on your car fast enough and shatters a windshield, that can cause you to lose control of the car, and it can cause you to go into a tree, another car, another person. It can cause very serious damage, injury, and can cause death. And then when he confronted you, when he stopped the car, which was his absolute right because he had done nothing to you, his partner over here maybe was singing too loud, maybe he was trying to frighten you, maybe he was acting like a jerk, which is possible, because I'm looking at him and it's possible. But he didn't do anything to you. When he confronted you, instead of apologizing, you put your hands on him first, twice. And it looks to me, at the end of the day, you got the worst of it.
Obviously.
That's too bad. Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
You're Miss Bowman.
I'm Miss Bowman, her mother.
Okay, but you weren't there.
No, I was not there at the time. Thank you.
Miss Bowman, the defendant is your former boyfriend.
Right.
Who's going to take his hands out of his pockets as we speak. Very good. And according to your complaint, after you broke up with him, two things happened. You claimed that he trashed your car, causing substantial damage, and also in a scuffle over a knife, he caused you to cut yourself. And you want him to pay your medical bills. When did you break up with him, and where did this happen?
At his home on June 27th.
How long had you been going out with him?
Since February.
Did you tell him in person that you were breaking up with him?
Yes, ma'am.
At what time of the day or evening did you tell him?
7.
You broke up with him on the 27th?
Right.
At about 7 o'clock in the evening?
Right.
And then I assume you left?
Right.
Was there any discussion at that time?
No, his sister and I both left after I broke up with him.
What did you say to him, and what did he say to you?
We had gotten in an argument, and I was just like, it's over. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Let's just break up.
Did he say anything?
No, a normal breakup.
I mean, don't remember.
Not like...
And then you left?
Right.
Did you subsequently come back to the house?
Yeah, later on that evening.
What time?
Yes. It was probably around 3 o'clock in the morning.
And who did you come back with?
His sister.
And what happened when you came back at 3 o'clock in the morning?
We went to sleep, and nothing happened. We woke...
Who went to sleep?
Sarah and I.
Where?
In Sarah's room.
Okay. So you went to sleep at 3 o'clock. What happened when you got up?
We woke up.
What time?
Maybe around 11. We were going to the hospital to visit his mom in the hospital, Sarah's mom also. Then we went to the hospital, came back around 4:30, and when I got back, I looked at my car and I noticed that it had been really bad kicked. And
where had you parked your car?
In their driveway.
Now, when you left at 11 o'clock in the morning to go to visit his mother in the hospital with your friend Sarah,
right.
Did you see your car?
No, I had not paid any attention to it whatsoever.
When was the last time you had actually looked at your car?
And no damage had been done to it?
Yeah.
The day before, on the 27th.
What time?
8.
8 at night?
Right. When Sarah and I had left, there was nothing wrong with my car.
Do you have a photograph of your car after the damage? That was from a movie, right? I always loved that movie, right? What movie was that?
Gotta think about that one.
Oh, I know what it was. I know. No. I know what it was. I know what it was. Runaway Bride. It was Runaway Bride. When
I didn't see that one.
Oh, no, that's a ladies' movie. Did you see the movie?
No, ma'am.
But you know what I mean when I say look in my eyes.
Yeah.
Try yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So someone did a real number on your car.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you went into the house?
And called my mom, told her what had happened.
And that's why your mom is here, because the car is really your mom's.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
And called the police. She told me to call the police. He was telling me, don't call them, it's not that big of a deal. And I called the police.
Well, did you ask him what happened to the car?
I said, what happened? I don't know.
And he said, I don't know.
Here. Right.
And then you said you were going to call the police?
Right.
And what did he say when you said you were going to call the police?
Don't call the police, it's not that big of a deal.
And what did you say to him?
I said, my mom says I have to. So I went ahead and called the police, made a report, and when I had called the police, the officer came to his house, and the officer came, I made a police report. He said, did he do it? The police officer asked me if he did it and thought I was protecting him, but I didn't have any idea. You know, I thought in my mind that he did do it, but there was no, I saw you do it. So that.
Right. So what happened next?
Well, after the police officer had came, he wanted to talk to me. I was really upset. I was crying. I was really upset. And I was like, no. You know, Sarah and I were getting ready. We're going to get dressed, and then we were going to go out that night. And we were arguing. And I don't know how it all started, but he pushed me. Sarah got up. Sarah and him started fighting. And then I got in the fight because I didn't want Sarah or either one of them to get hurt. And we were all just started a big fight. And then he started grabbing knives and was like,
You're lying.
Go ahead. He started grabbing knives saying he was going to kill himself. First, he held it to his stomach. Then he said to his wrist and everything else. All the meanwhile, Sarah and his 9-year-old cousin are both there. And after that, he had grabbed a steak knife. And he was like, I'm going to kill myself. We were standing over by the refrigerator. Sarah and his cousin were in the living room by the phone getting ready to call the police. And when he went like this, I put my hand like this, and that's how I got stabbed.
So you were trying to
prevent
him from hurting himself?
Exactly.
Okay. Did your cut require stitches?
Yes.
How many?
2. But it is 2.5 centimeters deep. My palm is numb. Half my thumb is numb. I'm still going to hand specialist to see.
Miss Bowman, I just have a couple of questions for you. You break up with this guy. He has a sister who's clearly a friend of yours. Don't you think it's a good idea that after you break up with him, you don't go back to his house and contemplate going out with his sister and hanging out with his sister so that he's aware of all these things?
Right, yes.
Yeah.
His sister was my best friend. We had been...
So what? So let his sister come to your house.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
It's just not smart.
Right.
You know, it sort of says to him, trash to you.
Right.
You know, I'm going out with my friends. I'm going to go have a good time, and I don't care if you're heartbroken, and I don't care if you're miserable, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just not smart.
Right.
Not thinking. You know, you didn't think.
Right.
Anything?
I tried to keep the relationship between us after the incident kind of steady, so...
You can't keep it steady. It was just 24 hours old.
I'm talking about after.
I'm talking about at the time of this incident. The breakup was 24 hours old, and you're gallivanting around town, hanging out and doing whatever you want to do with his sister and coming home 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I'm not being judgmental about that.
Right.
I'm just saying to you, don't do it in front of him.
Right.
Because it made him mad.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jenna Bowman says ex-boyfriend John Benningfield Jr. kicked her car in a fit of jealous rage. Jenna also claims she was cut with a knife when John tried to kill himself.
Let us start with incident number 2. Let's hear your version of the knife incident.
Okay, well, see, yeah, we was arguing, you know, and...
What were you arguing about?
Yeah, I really can't remember. But we was arguing and stuff, and I was like, well, I'm just going to leave. You know, I'm just going to get out of here. And she was like, well, why don't you go kill yourself? Or why don't you go kill yourself? Or something like that in that area.
Me?
In that area. And I was like, well, do you want me to? Because I was just so mad, you know, and so frustrated.
What were you mad about?
Just because we broke up, you know. And I did like her, you know, kind of a lot. We went out for, what, 6 months? And, you know, I mean, that's the pretty longest relationship I've ever been in. And
so you were really mad?
Yeah. And I was just like, okay. And I mean, I didn't have it up like this. I had it right here across my, you know, right here. And then my sister tried to stop me, and I was trying to protect the knife so she wouldn't get cut, you know. And then I don't know what happened. Next thing I know, she runs over here and she gets cut. And then as soon as I see she's cut, I threw the knife in the sink and then helped her, you know, tended to her. Like I got to town, you know, and started. I told Sarah and them to call 911 because I didn't know, you know, how bad it was. And then yeah, the police came and.
Well, that was the second time the police had come.
Yeah, yeah.
Police came twice. The first time they came about the car.
Car, yes, ma'am. And they took me. They gave me. They was going to take me to jail, but they
take you to jail for what?
For assault with a deadly weapon. Because I guess she was going to press charges against me, but they ended up didn't, and then took me to rehab.
Well, she really assaulted herself with the deadly weapon that you were holding.
Yeah. Right. That's why they took me to rehab, to the hospital, instead of taking me to jail.
Well, there's a difference between rehab and a hospital.
It's in the hospital. It's rehab in a hospital.
What kind of rehab?
It's
I
was trying to think. I don't know. It's just they got a bunch of for drugs and for people that are. I guess.
Well, for drugs.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Who were you hanging out with that evening?
Josh Cato, my friend. See, the 27th when her car was we supposedly did it. We was in Gap Hollow in where is that? Elizabeth, Indiana. And we didn't leave there until like 4 o'clock in the morning. And when we left there, we went back to his house. And when we got up at his house about noon, I come back to the house and she was like, "What did you do to my car? Why did you do this to my car?" And I'm
well,
like,
at the time she left the evening before with your sister, you weren't in Gap Hollow. You weren't there. You were home because she said, "I'm leaving and I don't want to talk about it anymore." You were home.
Right. When they left, we pulled out of the driveway because he parked his truck in our second driveway, and she was parked with my sister and my cousin, and they was going to the hospital.
Who do you think kicked her car?
I have no idea, because his truck said 2 weeks before when we moved into that house, somebody took a baseball bat and keyed his truck.
Why would you tell her not to call the police?
I don't remember saying not to call the police.
Yeah, you did. Why would you say don't call the police? It's no big deal.
I have no idea.
Mr. Benningfield, you have no idea?
Right.
I have an idea. Let me see the estimates on the car and let me see the medical bills.
These are the hospital bills.
Give her the estimate.
And this is the estimate for my car.
Don't you have insurance on this car, Miss Bowman?
If she hit someone, we only have, because I'm a single parent, I can't afford the.
That's a lot of kicking damage on that car, sir. Need really heavy boots to do a kicking job on a car like that. Ms. Bowman, what caused you to break up with the defendant?
Because he was controlling and he was mean, and every time I went out with his sister, I get yelled at when I came back.
How old are you?
16.
How old are you?
19.
Did he ever use any drugs in front of you?
Well, okay.
Answer the question. The
Okay.
answer is yes or no.
Yes.
What kind?
Xanaxes. Can I tell you something? He was taking Xanaxes the day that this
What is
happened.
Xanax?
Xanax is a,
Depressant drug.
right, for,
People that get panic attacks.
right.
How long have you been taking medication?
Like, just pretty much the time we was going out.
Is that by a doctor's prescription?
No, ma'am.
What?
Yeah.
You take that on your own?
Yeah.
Where do you get it from?
Just my friends, people I know.
These people that you know, I assume with medical licenses, know how much to prescribe for you?
They wasn't prescribed. She's making me look like the bad person. She took them herself. She's done everything that I did, she's done.
Mr. Benningfield, the problem is that you caused some damage.
I didn't do that.
Oh yeah, you did. Oh yeah, you did. There's no question in my mind that you did. And there's also no question in my mind, but for the fact that you had taken this knife and were using this knife in a way suggesting that you were going to harm yourself, she wouldn't have gotten stabbed. Now, whether that was a result of taking, try to pay attention. You're 19 years old. Trust me, you don't know everything. You think you know everything. Maybe you think he knows everything. You think you know everything? But for the fact that you probably are operating only on partial cylinders because of this medication that you're taking, sir, you reacted to her breaking up with you in a way that was off balance. Now, am I saying to you that she did the right thing by going out with your sister and still having a relationship with you? The answer is no. I think she acted like an immature 16-year-old. And your chronological age is 18, right?
Right.
Translated, probably about 9. And that's what 9-year-olds do when they don't get what they want. They hit, they scratch, they mark up somebody's walls, they do a whole bunch of things.
She had the police involved. She went and she was going to press charges against me. And I had to go up to Sellersburg Police Department to give them a statement. They said they couldn't do nothing. She supposedly gave them all kind of, witnesses that I supposedly admitted it to them. But them same witnesses, when the cop asked them, did he tell you this? They was like, no.
I don't care what they said, sir. I'm telling you, you trashed her car. You want to know how I know you trashed her car? Because I can see it. I can see what happened when she left and how angry you were. How angry you were even the next day because you said that's why you grabbed the knife, because you were so angry, because you really liked her. And here she was telling you, I'm breaking up with you and I'm going to hang out at bars, friends, whatever, with your sister. And I'm leaving, bye, and she leaves you there all by yourself with your medication and your friend. Grow up. Listen, you both got to grow up. I give you some latitude because you're only 16. You're 19 and no genius, but you're going to pay for the damage. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested, which well exceeds damage to the car and your medical bills, $5,000. That's all.
Funds are excused. You may step out.
I think it was a great decision.
It's crap that she can see these things.
2 girls told me he kicked my car and that he had a new girlfriend, but I wasn't worried about the new girlfriend. It was just a coincidence.
We was trying to work everything out when all this was going on, and then I just got tired of waiting, and I started with this other girl that I know.
Finally now, she knows, we all know the truth.
And then she found that out, and then this one, all this, she started suing me just to try getting money, because she's for money hungry.
Don't date psychos.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Merrick versus Black. Step forward, please.
19-year-old salesperson Kathleen Merrick is suing her former friend, 19-year-old college student Catherine Black, for the return of a snowboard.
All right, Miss Merrick, you and Miss Black used to be friends. It is your claim that you loaned her a snowboard. While you were friends, you're no longer friends, you want it back. She said it was a gift, right?
Yes.
That's what this is about. When did the snowboard leave your possession and go into her possession?
About a year ago, around this time.
Tell me how that happened.
We were friends and she wanted to go snowboarding and I had an extra snowboard, so I lent it to her.
Where'd you get an extra snowboard
I had 2 snowboards.
From where?
My mom bought them for me.
No, that's not true. Your mother did not buy both for you.
I had 2 snowboards at my house. I
didn't ask you whether you had 2 at your house. I said to you, where did you get them? And you just said your mother bought both of them for you. That's not true. One your mother may have bought for you. Where did the other one come from?
The other one was purchased by my mother too.
Where did the other one come from?
At first she bought one and she went snowboarding and she wound up doing something on the mountain and it broke. So her mom sent it away, and while her mom bought her a new one, while it was away, it shipped away. And by the time they got it back, she already had her other one.
I'm going to read you from your answer. You said it started in October when she broke up with her ex-boyfriend and decided to get back a snowboard that was given to him as a gift while they were together. Did you forget that you wrote that?
No, not at all.
We went and asked his younger sister to go up and get it without him knowing. Once we got it in the car, she decided she had no use for it. Doesn't that sound familiar to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
So according to your answer, she had given the snowboard to an old boyfriend as a present. When they broke up, the two of you went and took it back, right?
Yes.
And he wasn't there at the time. He got in the car and she said, I have one already, so you could have this one.
Yes.
I'm so glad at least I had my story straight. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yes. We went to go get the snowboard back from the person's house, and I had the snowboard, and I lent it to her to use because we were going to go snowboarding together.
Your Honor, she gave it to me as a gift because...
Get out.
Versus Hart.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Murphy, the defendant is your former son-in-law.
Yes, he is.
When did you make the first loan to your son-in-law?
In the early part of 1997. It was a personal loan. It was for $2,700.
For what?
He expressed that he was having some financial difficulties, housing and supporting my grandson. He repaid me $1,000 of that because he got his income tax return.
Okay. What else?
In 1998, my girlfriend went to an auction. Richard needed a sofa. The sofa was $242. I advanced him a personal loan of $300.
For what?
I don't know. He just asked me to lend him the money. We went to Vegas, and I lent him $100.
For what?
To gamble with.
How come you kept lending him this money? He wasn't paying you back regularly, so why would you lend him money to gamble?
Because he looked so dejected when we were in Vegas, so I just felt sorry for him.
Well, you felt sorry for him. Did you give him the $100, or did he say to you, could I please have $100 and I'll pay you back?
I offered to lend. I asked him, did he want a loan? And I said, you would have to pay it back. And he said, yes.
No, I don't buy that. I don't buy that. Go ahead. What's next?
Then this time I had put him on a payment plan of $100. He made payments from August to December in $100 increments that came to $500. In April, he came in my house. He gave me $150 and told me that he had other kids and that he had quit his 2 jobs because he was being sued for child support and that he could no longer pay me.
Richard.
Yes, ma'am.
Got a couple of questions to ask you, sir.
Okay.
It appears from your answer that there was a period of time when you had full custody of your son?
Yes, ma'am.
When was that?
From 97 to 99 of September.
1997 to September of 99?
Yes, ma'am. And I can recall the date in January of 97 due to the fact that she called me at work saying that if you feel if I'm a better parent, we'll come pick my son up, so.
The court papers can be subpoenaed that says that Richard has custody of Ryan from Thursday to Sunday, and my daughter had him the rest of the time.
You have those papers?
According to Marianne, she knows definitely for a fact that I had my son from 97 to 99.
Put your hand down.
I also know that he was
Put your hand down. When I need you, I'll call you.
It's like this. When her daughter found a boyfriend, she wasn't going to be my son's mother anymore. She knows that for a fact.
I think that that's probably true. I think that Miss Murphy knew that there was a period of time when your son really needed you to be either a full-time custodian or there a good deal of the time. Isn't that right, Miss Murphy?
He was a very good father, and I give him, my hat goes off to him.
Right. Now, what I assume happened at some point, you met your new wife. Are you married now?
No, fiancé.
You have a girl. You have a fiancé.
Yes, ma'am.
With whom you have children.
Yes, I have 2 boys, yes.
With your fiancé.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're not quite ready to make a commitment to get married? Is that the idea? Just the children are okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have a fiancé and you have 2 little children and things get kind of busy. Your son is with his mother more often than he's with you. She's taking you now to court for child support. You haven't paid child support in a while.
I'm not working at all, so therefore certain people have told me that I don't have to pay child support if I don't have it. I'm only collecting disability.
What is the nature of your disability?
Right now,
you can't even say it with a straight face. Try saying it with a straight face, how you're disabled. Try telling me how somebody who's how tall? 6 foot tall?
6 foot tall.
Standing in front of me. What?
I'm a donor patient for my brother who has a kidney disease, so I have high blood pressure. So right now, I'm basically just relaxing, trying to keep my blood pressure down.
Everybody who has high blood pressure stops working. Half the country would be unemployed.
But at this time, I can't give a kidney if I have high blood pressure.
How long have you been preparing yourself to be a donor?
I've been preparing myself for the past month and a half.
And how long have you been unemployed?
Since April. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to say after June.
Were you paying any child support before June?
The last time I made child support payment was $300, $360 for whatever reason they needed.
When?
June of 2000.
Somebody who's got such high blood pressure shouldn't strain themselves and have all these children.
Oh, it ain't about the children, ma'am. It's about the people around me.
Children create. Listen to me. No.
I'll be all
Mr.
right.
Hart, making babies makes your heart go faster, right?
Yeah.
It does.
Maybe you should stop straining yourself. Mr. Hart, look, you were making payments to Miss Murphy over a long period of time.
I was helping her out due to the fact she helped me out.
Just a second. You were making payments to her in the amount of $100 a month.
No.
You're in between a rock and a hard place, sir. If you say you weren't making payments to her, you're not going to get credit for any of those payments.
Well, I would say it wasn't a month. I was giving her whatever I had due to the fact she helped me out when I had my son.
You mean she's lying about that?
Oh, it's a lot of things she was lying about.
Yes, I'll hear you.
I have no reason to stand up here and lie. I have a detailed journal of everything, all the accounting on this.
Let me take a look at it. Just a second.
I extracted this information from the tape. But more importantly, my daughter owes me money, and I have the same tape on her.
Your Honor, she failed to realize until with the $2,700 she gave me for the circumstances why the $2,700 was given.
Tell me about it.
I didn't ask for the $2,700. I picked my son up from school one day, and he had a lot of bruises on his buttocks and his legs. And I didn't know what to do. So therefore, I took him over to Miss Murphy, and she told me, well, this is what you need to do.
Would you please just explain to me what the $2,700 was for?
It was for the attorney fees.
Is that correct?
No, that is not correct. He has conjured up lies and had other people call my daughter's house, leaving threatening messages, and have alluded to me giving him money. When I lent him the money, I had no idea what it was for. I didn't ask. My concern is that you pay it back to me.
Your Honor, why was the attorney fees $2,700? Why did she exactly give me $2,700?
Let me see the bill for $2,700 from the attorney.
I don't have everything, but this is...
I just tell you, I don't need everything.
Right
most of this money that she claims that you owe is, according to you, the attorney's fees.
Yes, ma'am.
This says balance as of 10/13, $1,034.
Let me find this other letter, ma'am, so I can show you that they gave me actually back. After the case was over, they gave me $700 back, but I don't have that form with me at this time.
I want to see where the original bill was for $2,700, the retainer.
No, they asked for a retaining fee of $2,700.
Show me.
Okay, ma'am, okay, relax. I don't have that at this time, Your Honor. I had a letter showing that this is what they gave me back. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry.
At the time that this happened back in 1997, you saw bruises on the child's body. I
Yes,
assume
ma'am.
that you were infuriated. Is that right?
I made a police report. A DCFS came out of the house, did an investigation on me. They also did an investigation on the school.
Just answer my question.
Yes, ma'am.
You needed money for an attorney. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you didn't have the money right then and there to
I
give
didn't
to the
have all
lawyer.
of it, no, ma'am.
Good. And there is nothing that you can show me where you paid this lawyer a retainer of $2,700.
Not at this time. You can see
Right,
that
because
list
all
right
this
there.
other stuff he gave me says nothing about $2,700.
Well, if I had it, I would sure give it to you.
Because what it shows is that there are different amounts that you paid off different amounts at different times, not $2,700 at one fell swoop.
Well, actually, I don't. I wish I had.
Actually.
I don't have that. No.
Of course you don't have it because, sir, let me explain something
Because I
to
wasn't
you.
prepared to bring that information in court, sir. But
Well,
if we,
Mr. Hart, I don't know why you weren't prepared to do that, sir, because that is your answer, that you used this $2,700 for an attorney. So it would seem to me, with all the other paperwork that you brought, you would have brought that one document showing you took the $2,700 from the plaintiff and you paid the attorney with it. That's the one document that I would have.
Yes, one document I wish I had.
Oh, well, that's too bad. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,538. And let me tell you what I'm taking off.
Okay.
Taking off the $100 you were foolish enough to give him to gamble. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Excused. You may step out.
stabbed me in the back like she stabbed her daughter in the
And
back.
it wasn't even about the money, that he didn't owe her any money. It was about me having harassment suit from her daughter and her so that he would not be able to see his son.
Justice prevailed. It just isn't paid a lot.
And now the next case.
All parties on Bose versus Fritz. Step forward, please.
33-year-old business owner Nicholas Bose is suing his ex-girlfriend, 36-year-old bartender Karen Rose Fritz, for an unpaid truck loan and rent. Karen is countersuing for damaged clothes and jewelry.
Mr. Bose, according to your complaint, you and the defendant dated for a while. You made a loan to her of about $400 for a car.
Yes.
The relationship terminated. You claim she not only owes you the money for the car, but owes you for a month's rent.
Right.
She says that the money for the car was not a loan but a gift, and that you had thrown her out of the apartment, and therefore there was no reason for her to pay rent in an apartment where she was not living.
Correct.
She has, however, a counterclaim. She indicates that you vandalized some of her property and retained some of her property. Tell me about the circumstances surrounding this loan for her car.
My friend here had a van for sale and she wanted it, so I told her I would lend her the money, and when she got her taxes back, she was supposed to pay me back.
Was that the arrangement?
Yes.
So, Ms. Fritz, you tell me your version of the conversation surrounding this $400 for the van.
I was waiting for my paycheck to come, and I told him I would pay for it, but he said as long as he had the money, he would pay for it for me.
You think that he said that as long as he had the money, he perceived that you were going to have a long-term future together?
Yeah.
So don't you think it's right that you return this $400 to him since you were going to pay for it anyway?
I don't feel I should have to.
Okay. Now tell me about the rent on the apartment.
She was supposed to be paying $300 a month. I have a copy of the lease here, and in regards to the van, Karen filed a restraining order on me. There's the lease. Sir?
He wants to show you.
If you look under tab 4, her testimony in court, she says, I do not deny owing him the $400.
You did say that.
Correct. I don't deny owing him the money, but when I went over to...
Well, you denied it today. What is this month's rent you're suing her for?
Karen, in November, almost died from drinking. April 1st, I went to the bar. She was drinking, and she got mad at me because I gave Don another $60 that we owed him on the van. She started yelling at me, screaming at me. She just lost control. And then she went and spent the night at her ex-boyfriend's house. I did not kick her out. She chose to go live with this other guy.
Had you moved into this apartment together, sir?
No.
You're going to continue to pay the rent and live there because you want to stay there?
Yes.
Okay. Now let me hear about your counterclaim.
I went to pick up some clothing, and he said that he threw outside. And on there was a note that said, it was my old marriage license. It was a bad word that we don't want to say. And then I looked at the clothing when I got back to the house, and it was either bleached or it was cut up, and then there was jewelry that was ran over.
Did you?
Ma'am?
Yes.
No, ma'am, I did not. If you look on tab 6, in her testimony, she says Lakewood police came with her, and they saw that the clothes were torn up, but did not make a report. They didn't make a report because it didn't happen. Her clothes were fine.
You have the clothes with you?
Yes, I do.
Let me see them.
They were fine when I set them out there.
No, I'm sorry.
That's why Lakewood police did not make a report over it.
What's this jewelry box that you have here?
He had pulled into the parking lot where I work and proceeded to get out, and then he backed up and left. That was the remainder of what was left in the parking lot after he had left.
That's untrue, Your Honor. She had Lakewood police come question me that day, and she told them I was on videotape in the parking lot, and I was not on it when they went and reviewed the tape.
You know about that?
It's a revolving tape. It doesn't actually...
Whatever. Was he on the tape?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Take these old clothes.
This is what was on the clothing when he left.
I did not write that on there, Your Honor.
Whatever. Even if you did, that clothing that's in that box is not worth very much. Certainly not worth $1,000 that you're suing for.
Yeah.
Trust me. Do you claim that he also has jewelry that belongs to you?
Yes, I do.
What jewelry?
It was a teardrop earring that he will not give me back because of this suit that we have going on.
I
The only thing I have of hers is a VCR and some dishes that I kept until she paid me the money.
What about this piece of jewelry? Where did you leave that?
That was left in a jewelry box, along with 2 rings that I just bought.
Well, how did you get your clothes? Basic clothes.
That's it.
You never got any other clothes that were there? I mean, that's all the clothes
No,
that you...
that's all I have.
Yep.
He's got the rest of his house.
Is this the only thing that you put on the porch, this little box?
No.
It's not?
No.
You must have had lots of clothes. You have
Right.
coats, you have jackets.
Right.
Right?
I put everything.
Well, where's the rest of that stuff?
All I got, this is a basket. That is all I got.
I put all of her clothes on the porch. I put her son's clothes on the porch.
No, you didn't.
A few things.
Just
of
a
her...
minute. Miss Fritz, I cannot believe that you did not get back son's clothes, son's things, underwear. I don't believe that. I don't believe it for a minute.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Sure. Who are you?
Don Thomas. I'm the one who sold him the minivan.
Yes.
There's also a $240 balance on the minivan that I've never received.
Sure.
I was hoping the rings were worth more than $240. That way I could get my money.
Why?
Maybe she could
Where are
give
the
me
rings?
her rings.
Where are the rings?
I don't know. Maybe she could give them to me so I can get the rest of my money for my minivan.
This is not one-stop shopping. If you feel as if she still owes you money for a van, you have to go to court, as he did, and file a complaint. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Your rent, you'll take care of. But you are owed $460. As far as your counterclaim is concerned, I do not believe that those items were the only items you retrieved from the plaintiff's home.
I have a copy of the police report that was written from that day that was here.
Sure, I'll take a look at it.
And I had 2 witnesses to verify that that's all that I had.
So where are they?
The kids.
Where are they?
They
Where are your
couldn't come
witnesses?
today. So I brought the one that saw the jewelry being run over in the parking lot.
Well, you reported this to the police a week and a half after you allegedly picked up your clothes. Your current boyfriend said somebody threw a paintball at his car and he saw a red convertible. And you told the police that some time ago you found that some of the articles had been cut up. So you did not report this to the police at the time you allegedly found it. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. If somebody cut up all my clothes, did not return my clothes, I would have been on the phone that day. We understand each other?
Yes.
Good. Now, step up. You want to tell me about what you saw about jewelry?
I saw a red convertible pull into the parking lot. It stopped, backed up, pulled forward again, pulled out of the lot, and went west.
Mm-hmm.
About 10 minutes later, a patron came into the bar, said, I found this jewelry. I went out to the parking lot and spent approximately 2 hours picking up jewelry that was scattered across the parking lot.
Did you ever drop jewelry off at the parking lot?
No, ma'am.
What kind of car do you
That's
drive?
A red convertible.
Uh-huh.
But everybody's seen it up there. If I was doing that, ma'am, I would be on the videotape.
Maybe there's a good reason that you both have restraining orders. This jewelry here isn't worth $1,000.
Well,
I let my
it's
grandchildren
sentimental
play.
value,
I
Your
let my grandchildren play with this stuff. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $460. Ms. Fritz, I do not believe that you have any other items in his house other than your VCR and your dishes, neither of which you're suing for. Do you want them?
Yes, I do.
Good. Within 5 days, you'll make an arrangement to go and pick up with a police officer VCR and your dishes. The dishes are to be in one piece, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
VCR, too. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Number 85 on the calendar, the matter of Carrigan versus Bulkey. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. May be seated. Folks, have seats.
Ms. Carrigan, it is your claim that the defendant, who is your boyfriend's brother, caused damage to your rental car. And
That's
he did
correct.
that in a purposeful manner. Want to tell me when this happened?
This happened on the morning of January 28th,
What time in the morning?
about 8 a.m.
Where were you?
We were over at a mutual friend's house.
What were you doing there?
I was driving by to pick up my rental car I had let my boyfriend use to take his friends home.
Okay, so your boyfriend was driving your rental car.
Correct.
Took his friends home. What time had he taken your rental car?
About 15 minutes before that, and I had gone home.
What, were you partying all night?
We were at a friend's party the night before, yes.
So everybody was drinking all night?
Not all night. We stayed there the night prior and came home in the morning.
So everybody was partying all night?
Correct.
Okay. Why did you have a rental car?
I had a rental car because I had been in an accident prior to this about a month before.
When you drove by there, you were driving another car.
I was driving my boyfriend's car.
And he took the rental car to take some people home.
Correct.
15 minutes before you arrived, and what did you go there for?
He was supposed to be right back, so I went to go find him in the car and went to go get something to eat, and I was driving by and noticed that the car was parked there. So I stopped.
Okay. Go ahead.
I had also noticed that his friends that were with him that evening had bought beer, and I was upset and wanted to switch cars and wanted to leave. Unfortunately, we ended up arguing. He wouldn't give me my keys so we could switch cars, so I would have the rental car and he would have his car. We argued. People came out of the house. We were arguing quite loudly. Once I got my keys, his car was blocking the rental car in.
So you couldn't pull out?
Correct.
Okay.
Everyone was in a frenzy, really upset. And from the back of the house...
Why was everybody in a frenzy? What were you
It was
yelling
early in
about?
the morning and we were arguing.
What were you arguing about?
Because he wouldn't give me my keys. And once I received my keys, I got in my vehicle, the rental car. The defendant and his girlfriend, which is here as well, came out of the back of the house. She went into the house and he came and punched the driver's side window. I was in the vehicle at the time.
Did he say anything to you?
I couldn't hear. I was in the vehicle. The windows were rolled up.
Okay, so he punched the window. You admit that you punched the window?
Yeah, with an open hand. I hit the window.
Whatever. You admit you punched the window, that the window did not break?
There was the other window, though.
The window didn't break?
No, I hit the passenger window, though.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but he hit the driver's side window with his fist.
Whatever.
And
it didn't break?
No, that's correct.
Okay, so continue.
He stepped back, picked up a bottle, and threw it against the driver's side window. Fortunately, it did not hit the window. It hit the side panels, causing them to chip and causing both the driver's side and the driver rear side to chip as well. I have pictures.
With one bottle, it caused damage on two sides?
It was like a 40-ounce bottle. There's bottles all over that yard there.
Well, let me see where you say this one bottle caused damage to the car.
I have 3 pictures of the same. It's driver's side. It hit the panels in between the front seat and the back seat.
Oh, I see.
I also have a detailed invoice and an estimate on it as well. Sorry.
And you saw him throw this bottle?
Yes, I was in the driver's side, sitting in the car.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Well, I was sleeping over at my friend's house, and my brother came to wake me up to drink. I guess they'd been partying all night. He wanted me to drink with him. It was about 7 in the morning or so, and I didn't want to get up. I was tired. I was woken up a few more times. A couple of my friends woke me up, people that lived there, telling me to get her out of there. She was in the driveway, roasting her tires and yelling and screaming. Woke up everybody, all the kids and everything. And after about 45 minutes, everybody bothering me to get her out of there, I finally got up and went out there and asked her to leave, and she flipped me off, and then I hit the window, and then she backed out and left. And I guess, from what I understand, before she got there, she had wrecked the rental car because she was driving drunk, and then she walked home and got the other car, and my brother had came over in the rental car because she left after she wrecked it. That was pretty much it, and then she left. And this guy was there with them when they were drinking and partying all night.
I believe they were drinking and partying all
And
night.
he offered to give her a ride home in her car because she was very drunk, and she pulled a knife on him, so he left. That's pretty much it. So
Either one of you two people outside at the time that the defendant...
She was out.
Shh, I'm not finished. That the defendant hit or punched the car window.
Yes.
Step up. Go ahead.
When I was there, I went inside after when he went out to try.
Look at me. Don't look over there.
To try and get her to leave, and I heard yelling outside, so I went outside again, and that's when I seen him go up to the car and I guess ask her to leave, and then I seen him hit the right side passenger front seat window with his palm.
And then what did you see?
And then I seen her exit.
Exit where?
She left.
What time had all the people arrived from the party at your house?
Well, it was a friend's house, maybe around 6:45, I think it was, because I was supposed to get up and leave at 8, and I remember everybody just coming in. It was real chaotic.
Let's talk about before she got there.
It was when, probably, yeah, about 6:45, 7.
And who brought the beer?
I'm not aware who brought the beer. I do know that his brother came in and asked if he wanted to drink, but I'm not sure who brought the beer.
How much beer did they bring?
We didn't even see the beer.
I didn't ask you what you saw.
Sorry. Yeah, that is correct. I did not see any beer. They just asked if he wanted to go drink, and he declined. His brother left.
So you didn't see any beer? No beer around?
No, I did not see.
When they were waking me up, they had beer. I didn't see how much beer there was. They had beer in their hands.
Yeah.
But
other than that, I did not see a
boxes of beer
12-pack or anything like that. Yeah, I did not see any other beer.
Did you see any beer bottles?
I think there was 1 or 2 in the recycling bin that had been there, but I mean, nothing. There wasn't bottles strewn all over the driveway or anything like that.
Is his brother still your boyfriend?
Yes, he is. This has caused a lot of problems between us and family issues as well because we both live with his father.
Where's your boyfriend today?
He's in the audience.
Was he present when his brother threw the bottle?
Yes, he was.
What's his name?
Seth Bulkey.
Seth Bulkey. Step up.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Mary Carrigan says her boyfriend's brother, Jason Bulkey, damaged her rent-a-car in a fit of rage. Jason says Mary damaged it herself when she was driving drunk.
Would you state your name?
Seth Bulkey.
Would you swear him, please?
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth in these matters?
Yes.
Take your hands out of your pockets, please. Were you present on the 28th of January of this year when this incident occurred?
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer yes or
Yes.
no. Did you see your brother throw a bottle at the car?
Yes, he did.
Where did he get the bottle from?
On the ground, or he brought it out, I don't know.
But you actually saw him physically throw the bottle at the car?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. You may be seated. I have estimate here for $500, which is the $500 deductible judgment for the plaintiff. That's all, $500.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Her acting crazy happens all the time. I try and stay away from her.
I just didn't want to become another one of his victims.
Don't drink and drive.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Camna versus Seaman. Step forward, please.
20-year-old general contractor Jason Camna is suing former friend, 21-year-old cook Nicholas Seaman. Jason claims Nicholas took his car without permission and was arrested for driving under the influence.
Mr. Kama, you and the defendant were friends, according to your complaint. One evening, he came to your house with his girlfriend. You say he got quite drunk. His girlfriend left. You let him sleep on the couch. You woke up the next morning, found him gone with your car. You got a call sometime later from him indicating he had been pulled over, was charged with driving while under the influence of alcohol, spent the night in jail. The car got a little trashed. Your car was now in the impound. You want from him the money that was spent to get the car out of impound, to clean up from where he threw up all over the car, to fix the damage that he caused when he crashed into something, etc. You want all the money that you spent as a result of him taking the car. The defendant says that he had permission to take your car. And as a matter of fact, you asked him to take your car. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Because you were hungry at 2 o'clock in the morning. He took your car, and it's all your fault because the car did not have updated tags. So the car was pulled over. As a result of that, he was arrested because in addition to your car not having tags, you also caused him to be intoxicated. You caused him to throw up in front of the officer all over your car. You did that too, right?
Correct.
And therefore, it is not his fault, and he shouldn't have to pay anything.
Right, I should burden the expense.
That's his position. Convince me.
Okay, Your Honor. I figure for the last 3 to 4 months...
Let's start with, I got to his house with my girlfriend.
All right, well, I got to his house probably around 10:30, and I probably had, over the whole night, probably about 6 beers.
After the 5th one, who remembers? Yes, go ahead.
I still knew perfectly clear what I was doing. I went to Taco Bell because he asked me to go to Taco Bell. We were kind of hungry. After you have a few beers, you do get kind of hungry.
Just a second. Your girlfriend left.
She had already left. She left about 11:30.
Is this your girlfriend?
Yes, it is. Marina.
Perfect. Step up here for a second. How old are you?
18.
Was it your intention to spend your evening with your boyfriend?
Yes.
Did you leave him at Mr. Kama's house because he had gotten a little intoxicated?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
Why did you leave him at the house?
It was getting late, and I wanted to go home. It was about 11:30, 12 o'clock when I left.
Right.
Nicholas had not been drinking yet. Jason, by the time we had got there at 10:30.
Just a second. If you wanted to go home, why didn't your boyfriend drive you home at midnight?
He was going to stay with Jason.
Was that the plan, or was that the plan once you got there?
No, that was the plan. He was going to stay at Jason's house that night.
Okay, and he hadn't been drinking at all?
No.
Go ahead.
And by the time that we had gotten to the house, Jason had already had alcohol in him.
So Jason was drunk?
Yes, and the reason why I left at 11:30 is to go home because it was getting late, and Jason was being rude to me because he was drinking. And I didn't want to put up with it, so I left to go home.
Jason was being rude to you?
Yes.
Was he being rude to you in front of your boyfriend?
Yes, he always
He
has.
does it quite.
Go ahead.
He does it quite frequently, Your Honor, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Then why would you put your girlfriend in a position of going to his house for even a minute while Jason was drunk and being rude to your girlfriend?
Your Honor,
I'm not asking you a thing.
Well, honestly, I been really, really good friends with him throughout the past year and a half.
Wonderful. And how long has she been your girlfriend?
5.5, 6 years, off and on.
And he was being rude to her that evening?
Yes.
Did you hear him being rude to your girlfriend?
Yes.
And what you do is you say, I'm going home with my girlfriend. You couldn't drive, is that right? You have no license.
That's right.
Is
Your
that
Honor.
right? And that's a result of driving while under the influence of alcohol?
The reason I had my license suspended was because I had too many tickets. And
Tickets
actually,
for what?
for speeding. And I was just...
I'm not finished. So your girlfriend was doing the driving. You bring your girlfriend over for an evening at Jason's house. He's drunk. He's rude to your girlfriend. So you let her go home at midnight and you stay. According to your answer, sir, it was 2 o'clock in the morning when you got hungry. Is that right?
About 1:30, 1:45. It was 2 o'clock when we got pulled over.
I'm speaking. And according to your girlfriend, you had had nothing to drink before she left. Is
That's
that right?
right.
So in the span of approximately, according to you, an hour and a half, you consumed 6 beers.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
That's a lot of beers in an hour and a half.
That's true.
So you were pretty drunk.
Yeah. When I
Now-
was pulled over, I was. At the time, when I left the house, I could still walk perfectly straight line.
Okay, so you get pulled over, and you ask for your license. You got a suspended license. There were no tags on the car. Tell me about what happened when you threw up in the car. I
Well,
want to hear all about that.
I figured it was probably just my nerves. I
Tell
was
me about
really,
it.
really
The police
nervous.
officer pulls you over.
When the police officer pulled me over, he comes to the window and he asked me whose car this was. I told him it was my friend Jason Kamnas. And I said it wasn't even 2 blocks away from the house where I got pulled over. When I left Jason's house, there was a cop parked right in the
I
front.
don't care. I want to know when you threw up in the car.
Okay. After he came, he took down all my information and went back to his car. He was going to write out a ticket. He had a ticket in his hand for driving while suspended and uninsured, which I have right here,
I don't need
with
it.
no tags.
I don't need it.
And when he comes back is when I really started getting nervous, and I did get sick.
In the car.
In the car.
That's
So
when he placed you under arrest.
That is when he placed me under arrest. I asked him to
Perfect.
place
You
me
have
under arrest.
all the estimates?
With me, I have the
Well, I only want to know what's with you, sir. That's your
Yes,
proof.
I've had an estimate given.
What was the damage on the car?
The damage occurred to the driver's side front and on my parents' house where the car was parked. When you back down the driveway, you need to back down at an angle, kind of, and if you crank the wheel too hard, the front end will hit the garage. And it hit the garage and took a chunk out of the 2x6 that surrounds the garage and put a nice little dent in the front.
Your Honor?
Yes.
I remember this whole night clearly. And every single thing I said to the officer, everything I did the whole night, and I do not remember hitting that garage once.
That's too bad.
I don't know where this came from.
That's too bad.
And the dent in the left front bumper, he ran into his brother's car about a month ago on the right rear side, and he did not remember running into the car either. That's what he told his brother.
Why weren't there tags on the car?
Because I couldn't pass the Department of Environmental Quality.
What kind of car is it?
It's an '83 Dodge Rampage,
Uh-huh.
and basically it was negligence on my part not having.
What's $575 from
That this
rental
resulted after the car. I got it out of impound, and when I got it to drive it, there's puke everywhere, and there was a knock in the motor, and then the motor seized up. I don't know if that's because when the car was sitting there idling, it tends to get really hot, and if it wasn't shut off, it could do some damage.
I'm not paying for a rental car for you, sir. What other damages did you have?
I had my towing fees, and
I have
missed
your towing
6
fees?
6 days of work
6 days of work, why?
because I had no car.
You had no car anyway. They had expired tags.
Well, all I needed was a temporary permit.
You didn't have it.
Correct.
So you had no car anyway.
Well, I guess technically no.
Right. So if your car isn't registered, you have no car. You have to be responsible. You drive a car, it has to be registered, it has to have proper insurance, but that doesn't mean he can trash your car and say it's not his fault because it didn't have good tags. He was drunk when he took it. He shouldn't have gotten behind the wheel of the car while he was intoxicated. He's got to pay for certain basic fees. If you had had the car cleaned and detailed, I would have charged him for that too.
Your Honor, I offered to clean the car first thing the day I got out of jail. I apologize for everything. We went there to go get the car out of the impound, and we got almost completely there, and we had to turn around because his license was expired. And
So you
I
got
don't
in the
think
car
he had
anyway.
insurance,
Who
too.
was driving?
Me.
She was.
I had just taken, we were just getting ready to take Jason to the impound so he could get his car out, and he said, wait, I cannot go. I don't have insurance and I have an expired license.
So he had no car anyway. So who cares whether he rented a car? How did they rent you a car?
Well, the fact of the matter is I did have insurance. And
How did they rent you a car if you had an expired license?
It was not expired.
What was it?
It was valid. It was a valid Oregon driver's license.
Your Honor, he stated clearly to me that it was not it was already expired.
And that he had no insurance.
Well, in order to rent a car in the state of Oregon, you have to have all the proper
I would say so. That's really interesting.
insurance.
That's really interesting that he was able to rent a car. Who knows? In any event, he owes you $243.50. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties calendar in the matter of Wallentyne versus Tomaselli. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Wallentyne, it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you at a party, causing you physical injury. You had substantial dental bills. You still have some work that has to be done. You want to be compensated for the assault. Mr. Tomaselli says that you started it, he finished it, and you were unruly. You touched him first, and he acted in self-defense. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What is your name?
Amber Trill.
This is the lovely Amber. Sit down, Amber. I'm not with you yet, but I will be. When did this happen, Mr. Wallentyne?
If I could recall the exact date, it would be
The questions
April
are going to
3rd.
get harder. Listen to me, Mr. Wallentyne. The questions are going to get harder. The date should be something that's fixed in your memory.
The night of April 3rd, 2004.
See, we're not going to play with each other. The only one that has a good time here is me. And you and the lovely Miss Amber were at a party together?
Yes.
Whose party was it?
Kind of my party, a going away party.
Going from where to where, Mr. Wallentyne?
I am from New Mexico, so I was visiting. I do live in Seattle right now.
And in whose house was the party?
It was kind of an office building that they renovated into a music venue.
And how did Amber get to the party?
On her own, driving.
You don't know how she got there?
No.
Was she a friend of yours before April 3rd of 2004?
Yeah, we've known each other for about 3 years.
But you did not know Mr. Tomaselli?
I did not know.
All right, so give me your version, please, of what happened on the evening of April 3rd.
It was going well. The music was going. I did notice Ed and his friends hanging out at the party earlier. I didn't.
Mr. Wallentyne, could you try to focus on me, sir? Focus on me. Not up in the air, not in the heavens, not at your shoes. Try to focus on me. So when you're thinking, you can think and look at me at the same time.
Okay.
Okay.
To my left, Amber was standing in the corner, talking with some friends. We gave each other a hug. We ended up talking for about another 5 minutes. Finished, continuing going into the hallway where Ed was standing. Said, "Oh, hi, Ed. This is my friend PJ." "Hi, Ed." And instead of extending his hand out to greet me, he just cocked back and punched me in the face. And at that point, I started bleeding. I stepped back and exited, went to my car because I'm bleeding. I didn't want to fight. I just went, it's my party.
How come you didn't call the police?
Because he had left already. Sure, I could call.
How do you know he left already if you went to your car?
Because Amber dragged him out, and I noticed this while I was leaving.
Okay, Mr. Tomaselli, now let's hear your version of the events.
On this night, I'd gone to the party. I was with my friends.
How did you get to the party?
I had taken Amber out for a couple of cocktails earlier, and while we were having cocktails, I don't drink, but Miss Triolo was. She said she was going to a party she was going to bartend at. "Would you like to go?" I said, "Sure." We were going to hook up, go to this party, hopefully go home later to my house. Maybe not. We weren't an item at that time.
Could we? Listen, I'm not interested in the potential romance.
Okay, but this is how I got...
I'm just interested in how you got this. So you knew her before.
Yes, Your Honor.
How long had you known Amber?
About a year and a half.
Had you dated?
Yes, Your Honor.
You dated exclusively or just off and on?
Off and on.
All right. So you saw her on the evening of April 3rd. You had a couple of drinks with her, and then she invited you to come to this party.
I did not drink, Your Honor. I don't drink. I haven't drank in years. I'm a wrestler, athlete, professional athlete.
Okay.
I didn't drink. So I went to this party. Amber was already there. We were standing in a circle.
Who was we?
Me, my friends, and Amber.
Could you look at me when you...
Mr. Walentine came in from outside, started snuggling up next to Amber. Amber introduced us all. I said, that's messed up, because they were snuggling. I thought I was going to be with Amber, so I walked away. When I was walking away, Mr. Walentine came up behind me, pursued me down this hallway, and said, "What's up, dog?" Okay, he did not put his hand out. He had his hand clenched. He reached out to me. Through my experience...
How did you see that, sir, if you were walking away and he was behind you?
I was in the hallway where I turned around to see what was going on. I walked through the hallway. There was a lot of people. I turned around to see where my buddies were, and Mr. Walentine was behind me.
Yes.
He put his hand on my shoulder, said, "What's up, dog?"
How did he put his hand on your shoulder?
Reached out towards me.
Touched your shoulder.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
At that time, I turned around and said, "I'm not your dog." And yes, I did hit him. Through my experience and expertise, I know when someone comes up behind you and says, "What's up, dog?" he has bad intentions. A man this size has the potential of hurting me, someone my size, very badly.
All right, Amber. Front and center. You and Mrs. Tomaselli were out earlier that evening?
Yes.
Mr. Tomaselli did not drink?
No.
You got to the party? You went with him?
No.
You went in your own car?
I believe so, yes.
Try getting it more specific than that. Did
Yeah,
you go in
I
your own
drove.
car or did you go with Mr. Tomaselli?
No, I drove.
So you met there?
Yes.
Why do I feel as if I'm telling this story by myself? These are not trick questions. They may get harder, but right now they're not trick questions, Amber. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You were present at the time that Mr. Walentine was struck in the mouth?
Yes.
Tell me how that happened. Try looking at me when you tell me how that happened.
We were talking, Patrick and I, and Mr. Tomaselli walked up and I said, "Hey Ed, how's it going?" You know, I gave him a hug, told him hi. And I introduced him to PJ, and instead of them meeting each other, he just socked him in the face.
Why would he do that?
Jealousy.
He wasn't drunk or anything, right?
No.
He was clearly angry because he said, "Hey, that's messed up." Right, Mr. Tomaselli?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, who are you?
My name's Kyle McElroy.
Kyle, you were there that day.
I was there that evening.
Good. And I know that you're dying to tell me your version of these events, aren't you, Kyle?
I can't wait.
Well, then just step up here, Kyle. Kyle, how old are you?
I'm 21.
How long have you known Mr. Tomaselli?
I knew none of the parties that night.
How'd you get to this party?
Through a friend of mine. It's a Wednesday night kegger that, as far as I knew, it was like a deal that they had every Wednesday.
Wednesday night, the West Wing is on. Why would anybody want to go to a kegger?
So, would you like me to tell my story? Okay. Like he said, we were standing there talking. We were sitting there talking to Amber. This guy walked up. We were introduced. We were standing there. Then Ed got, frustrated, decided to...
Just a minute. I'm going to ask you to speculate. Why did Ed get frustrated?
Well, like you say, the girl he thought he was coming to meet at the party was...
Canoodling.
So...
with somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I saw Ed walking away. The guy kind of came up behind him and kind of turned his shoulder. "What's up, dog?" Ed said, "I'm not your dog."
Well, you just did something. You said, "What's up, dog?" And then you did something like extend your hand.
But kind of, yeah, well...
What does that mean?
Well, like I said...
Touched him on his shoulder, right?
Yeah. Ed took it as a threat, obviously. Punched the guy.
Sit down.
Thank you.
You too. Mr. Tomaselli, you're clearly a very powerful young man. You are proficient in the martial arts.
Yes, Your Honor.
One of the things that they teach you, because I know I have grandchildren who take these martial art classes, is you're supposed to be able to control yourself, Mr. Tomaselli, right?
Yes,
it's all
Your Honor.
about control, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't think you controlled yourself well that night, Mr. Tomaselli. I think you got very angry. You can't even make an excuse that you had something to drink, but you hurt him badly. And there was no aggression on his part, not even according to your witness. He was probably stupid drunk, but he's just sort of a big goof. Mr. Tomaselli, I want you to trust me. He's really just sort of a big goof.
If you say so, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Tomaselli, he didn't come up behind you, spin you around, and punch you. He came up, put his hand on you, and said to you, "What's up, dog?" Now, I don't know what that means, and I may be out of things. You know, my children are older than Officer Byrd's children. Do you know what "what's up, dog" means? What does it mean?
How you doing, man?
How you doing? That's what it would seem to me to mean. What's up, dog? It's not necessarily a term of endearment, but it's not, you know, choose your weapons. We're going to, you know, we're going to joust.
Not from my mouth, at least.
Oh, you're just a big doughboy. He's, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. Not a bad guy. Let me see your dental bills, Mr. Valentine.
The first occurred is for the infection. I got all puffed up and in pain. I couldn't sleep for 3 days, and
you're right.
That I had to get antibiotics, painkillers, so I could finally sleep and go back to work.
Which tooth was it? The tooth that's missing?
Yeah.
That one? You need an implant there?
I still need to get my implant.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today.
Where did you pick Mr. Holloway up?
Commerce Casino.
Who else was with him?
2 other gentlemen, like young, like 2 20-year-olds or something like that.
Maybe that's what you were fighting with your fiancé about.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Patrick Wallentine says fellow partygoer Ed Tomaselli punched him in the mouth. Ed says Patrick was too friendly with his date.
What do you do for a living?
I do a lot of things, but right now
What you just said, what's your favorite thing?
My favorite?
Yeah. You know, you do a lot of things, so tell me what your favorite,
My
what
favorite
your fave is.
is to sing and host people, kind of like parties.
This is so painful.
That's my favorite thing. But right now, I do have a painting business and a construction business that I work for. So but I can do anything.
Can't put in an implant.
I can't.
See what I mean? Mr. Tomaselli.
Yes, Your Honor.
Harmless. You misjudged his intent. Put your hand down.
Sorry.
All right. He's a lover, not a fighter. Do you know what I mean? He didn't want to hurt you. And you overreacted because you were angry. And you have to pay for that. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Ed didn't tell the truth. I did not touch him.
It was a tombstone, flying ruckus, left.
I fell back, and that's all, and I walked out.
Went down like everybody.
Maybe he's been choked a couple times, can't really remember it quite straight.
When they step up to the plate, like Hank Aaron, they just knock him out of the park.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Soyak versus Holloway. Step forward, please.
Limousine driver James Soyak is suing former client, business owner Tim Holloway, for an unpaid hotel bill. James says Tim is a scammer.
Mr. Holloway, how old are you, sir?
33.
And what kind of work do you do, sir?
I have a maintenance company.
How long have you had it?
My dad had it since '59. I took it over about 3 years ago.
He's no longer involved in the business.
Sometimes, yeah.
So he still goes into the office?
Correct.
On a daily basis?
2 or 3 times a week.
Are you making this up as we're going along, sir?
No.
Are you trying to give me accurate answers? Because you never can tell why I'm asking you these questions.
Correct.
Now, do you live alone or do you live with someone else?
I live with my fiance.
Did you move into her place or did you move in someplace together?
Together.
When?
2 years ago.
What's the address?
North Wilson.
How large an apartment is it?
It's a condo. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Are you renting or did you buy it?
We're renting that.
Are you both on the lease?
Yes.
I love this, like shooting fish in a barrel. Now, Mr. Soyak, you drive a limousine.
Yes, ma'am.
And your complaint is that you drove Mr. Holloway in your limousine to a casino, hotel.
Yes.
And he told you that he'd forgotten his wallet and he needed a hotel room. So you agreed to put the hotel room on your credit card.
Yes, ma'am.
That's not true.
He used the room and then stiffed you for the reimbursement.
I rented 2 rooms for him, $99 each.
In addition, he didn't have his wallet, so he said you needed some money. You gave him cash. He gave you a check.
Yes, ma'am.
For $300. The check bounced.
Yes.
That's
So-
not true.
What's not true, sir?
The room. Now the check.
Let's talk about the check.
Okay.
Let me hear.
I gave him a check. Me and my fiance was having problems at the house. I couldn't get to what I need to get to the bank. I owe him for the $300, but the hotel room, it never happened.
Now, okay. Now, Mr. Holloway, your last paragraph of your answer, which you swore to, sir, says, I did give him a check for $300, which was returned. I explained that I had just moved and was having problems with my bank account.
I did just move.
No, just a second. I explained that I had just moved.
Same thing I just said.
No, that's not. Mr. Holloway, let me understand something, sir. No more than 5 minutes ago, I said to you, where do you live? You gave me the address. Who do you live with? I live with my fiance. How long have you lived there in the condo? 2 years. Did you sign a lease? Yes.
That's what I said. But I just moved. If we was having problems, evidently I had to leave because we was having problems. So I did leave. Now we reconciled. That's one thing. But I did leave. So what I told you is the truth.
Can I see the bills for the 2 rooms, please? Mr. Soyak, how long have you been driving a limousine?
10 years.
Okay. You ever had this kind of trouble?
Never.
Mr. Soyak, let me explain something to you. Don't be an idiot. You don't take out your credit card, allow somebody to put money on your credit card. You don't take checks from people you don't know.
You're absolutely right.
Good. Can I have it, please? The rooms you rented for $99, but he certainly did a lot more damage than the $99.
He drank everything in the bar. Plus movies, plus phone calls.
I never went in the room.
Okay. You owe him a whole bunch of money, sir. You owe him for these 2 hotel rooms. Who else was with you? Who else was with him, Mr. Soyak?
He found a couple of young gentlemen. They were walking the street while we were in Old Town Pasadena. And he claimed he's a music producer. And I don't know how he knew these guys can sing, but he made friends with them and invited them later to be picked up in the car. And we drove them also to the Commerce Casino. He didn't want the other two men to sleep in the same room as him, so he wanted me to get a separate room for them.
That's a lie. That never happened.
It's not a lie because I have my witnesses
Mr. Holloway,
here.
Mr. Holloway.
I have my witnesses here. My other driver that picked him up Sunday.
So you dropped him off and somebody else picked him up?
Yes.
Who picked him up?
Richard. He's my co-driver.
Step up, sir. Your last name?
Thompson.
Where did you pick Mr. Holloway up?
Commerce Casino.
Who else was with him?
2 other gentlemen, like young, like 2 20-year-olds or something like that.
Maybe that's what you were fighting with your fiancé about. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,113. That's all. Step out.
Thank you.
6 on the calendar in the matter of Robinson versus Brazel. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats.
According to what I've read, it is your claim, Kenneth, through your mother, who was your guardian, that Sandra and her mother filed false police reports about you. You used to be her boyfriend. That was last year. Things did not go well. She claimed that you made threats against her, and her mother made threats against you, as a result of which you suffered some emotional disturbance, problems at school. Sandra says that everything that she said was true. Her mother says that everything that she said was true, and that she is, in fact, counterclaiming. She says despite the fact that there is a restraining order, you continue to harass her, you and your friends. And in addition, she says that you've damaged both the family car and house by instigating and being involved in some egg throwing at her car. So let's get some dates here. You dated up until when, Kenneth?
It would have to be January 7th, Your Honor.
And when do you believe that Mrs. Brazel filed a first complaint about you?
Oh, and the police, they came to the house on January 10th, Your Honor.
Who was at home when the police came to the house?
My father was.
What happened?
They just shortly talked to him about how they checked my record and said I've never been in trouble before and that Miss Brazel is filing a restraining order on me.
Can I see the copy of the application for a restraining order, please? Is it true, Sandra, that you broke up in the beginning of January?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so the first thing we have here is verbally threatening my life. What kind of threat was that?
There was a time after we broke up, Kenny made me come back to his house and talk to his mom. And she said that if I didn't stay with him until we went to a dance at prom, and that if we didn't remain peacefully together, she'd have a Mexican girl come beat me up at school if I didn't stay peacefully with their son.
When was the dance?
It's prom. It's coming up next weekend.
What did she say to you? If you don't stay with her son for prom, she's going to have somebody beat you up?
Yeah.
Did you say that to her?
No. No. I was very happy that they had broken up.
Why?
Because the relationship was up and down. Constantly. Sandy was breaking up with Kenny, they'd get back together, everything would be fine for a while, then they'd break up again, and it was just a lot of emotional stuff going back and forth.
Did you have any conversation with her at all?
Not about the prom, no, I did not.
This says the allegations of abuse. The most recent allegations of abuse by the defendant was, on January 10th, verbally threatened my life, and then again, I received a call from him saying that if I went to school this day, which was Friday, he would have this Mexican girl beat me up because of the broken heart I left him with. I had my mom take me to the police station, and after the report was made, he showed up at school with her today.
That was the day I filed the restraining order.
Well, who threatened you with this Mexican girl? He or his mother?
His mom and he both have.
Kenneth, I have some questions for you. Did you ever see Sandra with another boy?
No, I did not,
don't give me an Did you ever see Sandra with another boy?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
Either at her house, at school, in the park, anywhere else?
No, I did not.
Did he?
Yes.
When?
In front of my house. I had a friend over. We were going to go out to have some coffee.
Was it before or after January 7th?
It was before January 7th.
Does that refresh your recollection?
No, it does not.
I witnessed that, too.
Would you tell me about it?
He started screaming at my daughter. I was afraid that he was going to hit her.
What did he say to her?
He was just screaming, calling her a slut and a whore, that she was sleeping around with all these people from Bradshaw's. And in fact, I had to kick him off my property because this has not been the first time he's done this.
That never happened?
That never happened, Your Honor.
Why do you think they would make up these stories, Kenneth?
I don't know why they'd make up any of this.
Really?
I truly don't.
So as far as you're concerned, you haven't bothered her, annoyed her, or anything else? Is that right?
That's right.
I want you to tell me about the bagel incident at school where you and your friends were involved in throwing bagels at her at school.
It was on February 5th of 2003. And it was a pancake breakfast, just kind of like an all-you-can-eat thing after finals at our school in a way to reward us. And it was maybe towards 3/4 of the way at the end of it. And everybody was throwing bagels. And I walked over to talk to my friend Jarrell. And supposedly, I guess Tyler threw a bagel at the group that Sandy was in. And it hit her friend Sarah Hoare. So I walked back to the group and I tell them, you know, you shouldn't have done that, you're going to get me in trouble. And then Sarah Hoare comes up yelling at me saying, oh, why'd you throw blah, blah, blah. Like getting really loud and causing a scene. And I told her stop and my economics teacher came up and he diffused the situation. And that was it.
Let me hear.
Okay, well, everyone was out in the quad minding their own business. My friends and I were minding our own business, and him and all his friends started throwing bagels at us. I got hit like 2 times. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to cause a scene. My friend Sarah did go over there and talk to him and tell him to stop. I got hit. The 3rd time I got hit, I walked over to a teacher, and he started calling me Scarface and calling names at me. I started crying, and I went to the principal and filed the report. I talked to the cop, and they arrested him overnight, and I don't see why he keeps violating the restraining order. I just want peace with him.
Your Honor, if you look at it, it was in the quad of a high school, and she was in a group of friends, and only her 2 best friends could say they seen me. 2 teachers even said they didn't see me do it.
That does. What do you want to
We
show
have the
me?
police report.
I'd like to see
of
the
the
police
incident.
report.
And also, ma'am, this is Tyler Lee, the person that threw the bagel.
Why'd you do that?
Well, there was a lot of people in the quad throwing bagels because nobody was eating them. And I decided to throw one at Sarah Hoare, which is Sandy's friend. And I hit her
How close
friend.
was she standing to Sandra?
Maybe a foot. They were pretty close.
Well, that was pretty stupid of you.
Well, I wasn't worried about it.
That
'cause
was
Kenny-
pretty stupid of you. Sit down.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What made you think that his father dealt drugs out of the house?
When I was with him, he told me about it.
What did he tell you?
He told me that his father's a dealer and that he has it in his refrigerator, and even his friends came by to borrow it sometimes.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 16-year-old Kenneth Robinson says he was falsely accused of making threats towards his ex-girlfriend, 17-year-old Sandra Brazel. He is suing Sandra and her mother, Becky Brazel, for punitive damages.
What happened with regard to the charges that were against you, sir?
After being arrested, the next day, 24 hours later, I had a detention hearing, and they sent me home on house arrest. And after that, 1 week later, the next Friday, they had a thing to see if they should send it on and keep it going, and they did. And that happened about 2 more times after that, in which they finally dismissed it due to lack of evidence.
Was there a restraining order issued in her favor?
Yes, there was.
Can I see it, please?
Kenny hasn't been served. Again, the restraining order that he had was the temporary when we went to court. I spoke to the Sheriff's Department, and they said until he's actually...
Don't tell me what the Sheriff's Department said to you.
Well, until he physically has it. And we were also told that we would get something in the mail, and we never did.
They served him in court.
All right, so let me tell you this. There is currently a protective order issued on behalf of the defendant and the rest of her family. It is a valid protective order that expires on February 3rd, 2006. I have an affidavit of service that you, Kenneth T. Robinson, was served on the 31st of January, 2003. Hearing was held before a judge on February 3rd, 2003. So I wouldn't hitch my defense to the star that you were not served with this, because if Kenneth goes anywhere near Miss Brazil or her family, he will be incarcerated in all probability until there is a hearing on the order of protection. Do you both understand?
No, we do understand. We do. And Kenny had no contact with her.
Good. Fine. Okay. I cannot find, Kenneth, that anything that was done to you was done maliciously. Unless you have some other witnesses to present to me, I'll be more than happy to hear them.
Your Honor?
Yes.
In the police report, Sandy wrote down that Mr. Brown's seen everything that happened, and he told the police that he's seen nothing. And
Listen to me, sir. Your complaint against the defendant is that she maliciously brought these charges against you. Is that right?
Yes.
For no reason other than to embarrass you.
Yes.
I don't find that that's true. You haven't proven your case.
I've not done anything to her, and there's nothing recorded that I did do anything to her.
There are things recorded. There are her complaints, sir. And you failed to appear at your hearing on February 3rd. A default judgment was taken against you. Well, if you were there, then you should have known that there was an order of protection issued for 3 years. Explain that to me.
On the 28th of February, we went down to file the appeal against the restraining order. The appeals office told me there was nothing on file at that time of the restraining order even being in effect. The sheriff that originally came to my home was willing to come here today, but he found out in too short of notice. His pager number is on, where Becky Brazil filed false charges on the 11th and had my home searched by the police, stating that my son was a drug dealer and had weapons.
Did you ever say that he was a drug dealer and had weapons?
No, not at all.
I remember that day when we were talking to the cop, I mentioned that his father dealt drugs, and he said that he was going to go search the house.
Where did you see the officer?
He came to our house.
Is this after you called him?
Yes.
What did you call him for?
It was about a complaint that happened at school that day.
What happened at school that day?
He just called me Scarface again at school.
This wasn't the bagel incident?
No.
Had you already had a temporary order of protection issued at that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
What made you think that his father dealt drugs out of the house?
So when I was with him, he told me about it.
What did he tell you?
He told me that his father's a dealer and that he has it in his refrigerator, and even his friends came by to borrow it sometimes.
Has your father ever been arrested for drugs?
No.
Has he ever been arrested for drugs?
No.
May I say one thing?
Yes.
Friday when the cop came and she obviously made the complaint, that was on January 10th, and on there it says that the restraining order was filed on the 13th. So she didn't have the restraining order filed then.
Kenneth.
If you'll look at this by Mrs. Brazil that she gave for the restraining order that states that things that the boys had done, neighborhood boys. My son included, of course.
This is January 8th, that she saw them egging her house in her car. Were you at the house and throwing eggs at the house with your friends?
No, I was not, Your Honor.
I have to believe that these people are totally crazy.
You should, Your Honor.
You have pictures of your house?
Yeah.
I'd like to see it, please.
My house and car. And when we went in for estimates, they also told us that rocks were thrown in addition to eggs.
Well, Kenneth, she didn't do this to her own car.
I didn't do that to her car either, Your Honor.
Ma'am, if I could give you these are letters that Sandy had written to Kenny. As far as the stalking, so that you know that he wasn't stalking her.
I'd like to see the letters.
Thank you.
These dated? When
Yeah.
did you get these?
Those two were a little bit after we broke up, maybe on the 8th and 9th of January.
After you broke up?
Yes.
Show this one to the defendant, would you please? Ask her if she recalls when she wrote it. Yes, Sandra. Take a look at this one. Don't speak to her. Do you know your daughter wrote those letters? The answer is no, is that right?
No.
Do they surprise you? Certainly doesn't sound like somebody that's afraid of him. She says she loves him. She never could envision being with somebody.
When was this?
I didn't write these near the restraining order. We broke up like 3 different times. This was like when we first started going out. So I don't know.
No, that was a messed up, we're talking about a messed up weekend. So when did you write them?
I mean, these sound like they were written a year ago.
How do you know that?
Just what I'm reading in here and what I've seen of their crazy relationship.
There was numerous times where we broke up and got back together, and I really did care for him at a point. That's when I was talking about that. And we got back together. You can see, like, in that letter how I colored it, and I actually did care for him. But throughout
Yeah,
our
this
whole...
was 2 weeks before you broke up.
That one. But these ones I wrote when we first started going out. Throughout the whole relationship, though, he was really jealous and controlling. If I even saw me talking to a guy, he'd accuse me of doing stuff.
Look, I cannot in good conscience, Kenny, tell you that I can award you any damages because the court found after a hearing that you had in fact engaged in conduct that warranted a restraining order and granted her a restraining order for 3 years. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Now, the fact that you may have an appeal or wish to appeal that doesn't take away from the fact that a judge, after hearing, I assume, all sides in this case, you included, right?
Okay, may I add one thing? Your Honor?
No. You included, decided that she was entitled to a restraining order. You understand?
Yeah, sure.
You have a counterclaim, and your counterclaim is for damages to a car, damages to a house, and pain and suffering because she got hit with a bagel, right?
No, not because she got hit with a bagel.
Listen to me. They had 2 children, and they have to stop. She can't reach out and say, okay, I'm sorry, it was a bad thing that happened, and then step back. Because at his stage in life, his testosterone is working double time, and hers is not. So she can't be a tease. Do you understand? That's what happens. It's what happens when you have a fight and you write that kind of a letter. On and off and on and off. You can't do that. It looks like both of you got your car's egg, maybe got your house's egg. You still go to the same school?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's try to be smart here.
May I add one thing, Your Honor?
You want to be stupid or you want to be smart?
I want to be smart, Your Honor.
Good. Kenneth, do you think that you've done everything right?
Yeah, I honestly believe I've done everything right. Everything the police have told me to do.
Before the police, Kenneth.
Yeah, I do, Your Honor.
Really?
Honestly.
Can you call the officer, please?
No. She just acknowledged to me that she told the officer that there could be drugs in the house.
Yeah.
She said to me that that's what he told her. How do I know? Your son says that he hasn't done anything wrong. You believe him.
Well, I know when a police officer's busted in my house and searched it, and I've never had police at my home. I mean, it was very upsetting for my whole family.
Of course it was.
I mean, we're not
How
used to
do I
this.
know whether he told her that or not?
No, I understand, but...
Do you understand?
I do, but Mrs. she never once tried to contact me. Mother to mother, I have a husband at home. She never once picked up a phone and said, hey, Kenny's doing this.
She should have.
That's, yeah, she should have.
She should have.
If he was doing all of this, she should have notified
She
us.
should have. And once you found out there were problems, you could have picked up the phone and called her?
Your Honor.
Shh, just a minute. Once you found out that there were
I
problems...
didn't know there were any problems. Sandy was at my home all the time. All the time. I didn't know
You
there were
knew
problems.
at some point that there were problems.
When they broke up.
You got a lot of non-guilt over here.
Now, he's guilty for going back with her.
He's guilty for more than that. she's got her own guilt, I want to tell you that, because, you know, she played with him. And that's unfortunate when a young girl plays, you know, teases, like a cat and mouse. But that's the way they play, they're children. But you're supposed to always do the right thing, and then you can't come into court and sue her because she caused you trouble. Do you understand? And you can't come into court and sue him because he caused you trouble and hit you with a bagel. Do you understand? Leave each other alone. You have friends, you have friends, you have friends. Tell your friends to stay away. You don't make trouble, like an idiot. You don't throw a bagel at somebody who's standing a foot away from her. Right? See your friend?
Yeah.
You want him to get into trouble?
No.
Well, you caused trouble, right?
Yeah.
Well, so you're not supposed to be a jerk. Try to behave yourselves, will you please? Goodbye.
Parties are in the matter of Mahmoud versus Fox. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat, please.
Miss Mahmoud, you and the defendant were in an automobile accident.
Yes.
Each of you were driving your respective cars, and you are suing the defendant for both bodily injury
Yes.
and the damage to your car, which was totaled as a result of this
Yes.
accident. Mr. Fox says that you caused the accident because you were speeding to make a yellow flashing light. Is that right, sir?
Yeah.
Your Honor, he's lying.
Shh. Oh, sorry. Where are you from?
Berlin, Wisconsin.
Berlin, Wisconsin. They do have paved roads there, do they not?
Yes.
All right, because I read your defense to this case, and I was just curious. That'll become clear in a moment. Oh, what was the date of the accident?
It was January 23rd.
What time?
It was around 12 o'clock at night.
Weather conditions?
It was nice outside. It was normal weather.
And you were traveling down a one-way street?
No, I was going down Lincoln Avenue. It's a two-way street. He was coming on a one-way street the wrong way.
Okay. So you were going down a two-way street?
Two-way street, yes. Something like that.
And he was coming from a side street?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
You're going down a two-way street. There are streets that intersect that two-way street. One of the streets was the street he was coming down on. But that street is a one-way street, and he was coming down that street the wrong way.
Yes.
So you weren't expecting
No,
a car to come out of that street because...
That's the wrong way
It's the wrong way.
Even if I were to look, I wouldn't have looked that way.
Because there were arrows that say
Exactly.
one way. And so you were hit in the intersection.
Yes.
Tell me what happened when you were hit.
My car started blowing up on fire. I couldn't get out of my car. I started kicking my door, and it finally opened up. I walk out the car, and I'm screaming, yelling, I'm going crazy. I mean, my car is burning up. It's on fire.
Was it actually on fire?
Yes, it was.
Was just smoking?
No, it was on fire. It was blowing up everywhere. It was really scary. And I walk out the car, and he's still sitting in his car. I don't know what he was doing. He had like his head down, or I guess, or whatever. And he gets out the car. He was asking me if I was okay and blessing the God and this and this and that. And he didn't even know he was going the wrong way, even after a couple, like 2 or 3 minutes later.
Just a minute. Okay, it's enough. Were you going down a one-way street the wrong way?
Yes.
Where had you been?
I was heading south.
Where had you
Where have I
been?
been? Oh, I was coming back from Milwaukee, heading back towards Oshkosh.
But what were you doing? It was 12 o'clock at night. Where had you been?
I was off the off-ramp on...
Mr. Fox, I'd like you to pay attention.
Okay.
I know you have your own agenda. I have an agenda. Where had you been? Had you been working? Had you been with friends? Had you been out for dinner? Where had you been?
Friends.
Friends' home.
Racine.
I don't care where it is. Friends' home is my question. Or with friends at a bar, with friends at a restaurant.
At the house.
At whose house?
My buddy's house.
Had you been there before?
No.
And you'd spent the evening doing what?
We were playing pool about an hour and a half away from the accident. And I was returning home to town to get some clothes. I was looking for employment opportunities.
Mr. Fox, we have a problem here.
Huh.
Were you at a friend's house playing pool, or were you at someplace else playing pool?
I was at a friend's house playing pool, and I returned home and...
Okay. What's your friend's name?
Josh.
How many other people were playing pool there?
Just him and I and his grandfather.
Now, it is your claim, Mr. Fox, that Miss Mohammed caused this accident.
The direction that I was going when I turned back around to get to the freeway, the intersection with the map I have here, it didn't matter which direction I was going or where she was heading to. We would have struck. She was speeding. She tried to pull a yellow light, too.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You know, going downtown more than once, finding my police records. They lost the police records, God knows how. Doing all this other stuff. I mean, he's been taking time.
Life's full of aggravation.
And later today.
What do you think you're going to be successful at if you don't go to school?
Nothing.
Right. Is that what you want to be?
No.
What do you do when you don't go to school?
Run the streets.
Shh.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Nina Mahmood says her accident with Andrew Fox was the result of him driving the wrong way down a one-way street. Andrew says Nina was speeding.
Mr. Fox, you were given a citation.
Yeah.
For what?
Reckless driving.
Here you go. Did you plead guilty?
No.
What'd you do?
Need some time to pay the fine.
Well, just a second.
Not
Mr.
guilty,
Fox,
then.
what are you laughing at? It's not funny. Don't be ridiculous. If you get a ticket for reckless driving, you have to respond within a certain period of time. This incident happened on the 23rd of January.
Mm-hmm.
By this time, you would have either pled guilty, gone to trial, or been found not guilty. Now, which one is it?
Your Honor, I pled not guilty, and there was flashing red lights in the intersection because the cop told me.
Speak to me.
Okay. The cop told me straight out there's a lot of accidents.
Just pay attention. You pled not guilty, and what happened?
I haven't heard anything from the courts yet.
Let me see pictures. Yeah, I see you have pictures there. Let me see the ticket that you got, sir.
I don't have the ticket. I just have a map and email.
Excuse me? I don't want to look at your map.
No ticket.
Ma'am, would you like the police report?
Yes. Did you have insurance on your car, Miss Mohammed?
No, I just got the car. I had just received the car as a gift from my mother.
And she didn't put insurance on the car?
No, she expected me to do it. I barely even drove the car around. I barely ever used it. I mean, I was just waiting until I had enough money to be able to put insurance on it.
What year car was it?
It was a 94 Chrysler New Yorker.
What kind of injuries did you have?
I had, like, my thumb was sprained and my wrist was kind of messed up. So they gave me a cast to wear. I didn't go to work for 2 days because of it. I had bruises. I had, like, huge bruises on my legs. I mean, just really nasty, awful things.
Okay, now what kind of car were you driving, Mr. Fox?
99 Grand Am.
Have insurance?
No.
Why not?
They dropped me.
Why?
Because they said I didn't pay for a premium 2 weeks previously.
You too were driving an uninsured vehicle.
Correct.
Well, Mr. Fox, the police officer who conducted the investigation clearly found that the accident was caused by your reckless driving and driving down a one-way street the wrong way. You know, that sort of thing happens, and sometimes it's an accident. Unintentional. Sometimes it's not because you're drunk or because you're stoned or because you're high. Sometimes you just drive up the wrong way on a street until you realize that somebody honks their horn and you turn around and hopefully you don't kill anybody. You almost killed somebody. You are responsible. Now, I will tell Ms. Mohammed that I think it's very foolish to drive a car
without insurance.
Without insurance.
I know that it was foolish, but it wasn't like I was driving around all the time. I was waiting.
I don't care whether you drive around the block. That's foolish.
It's true.
That's foolish. Okay? However, Mr. Fox, your problem is you caused an accident that caused both physical injury and property damage. And how do you expect to resolve that, sir?
Did it really matter which direction I was going in the intersection? With I saw lights, she saw lights, she tried to speed through them, and with the map here,
How am
you
I
can
going
see.
to? I want you to understand something. The police officer found the accident was your fault. I find the accident was your fault. How do you plan to resolve the problem of the damage you caused? I'm past that, Mr. Fox. Get past it. It was your fault.
All right.
Well, the total out-of-pocket expenses that you have were $3,383.
Well, besides the fact of me taking the bus every day to and from school, to and from work, you know, going downtown more than once, finding my police records, they lost the police records, God knows how, doing all this other stuff. I mean, he's been taking
aggravation.
time. Excuse
Life
me?
is full of aggravation. It's called aggravation.
Well, yeah,
Life is
it's
full of
aggravation, but I mean, it's caused because of him. It wasn't like it just happened from nowhere.
Now listen to me. It was caused because you were involved in an accident. Now, you could have minimized your own personal damage if you had done the right thing and insured your car. I'm not saying he's not responsible for your car, but this is not windfall day for you. Do you understand that?
I don't understand what you mean, windfall.
That means that he is responsible for your car.
Okay.
But I don't want you to start telling me that you had to take the bus to school every day.
I did.
And go downtown because you think that he's going to pay for that.
Oh, I'm not
He's
saying
not.
that he's going to pay for it.
Good. So, judgment for the plaintiff. And the total out-of-pocket expenses are $3,383. And I am giving you the remainder of the money in your pain and suffering that you had for your thumb, which you say was jammed, and for the bruises that you had. So I'm adding to that an amount that will give you a total recovery of $4,000. Judgment for the plaintiff in that amount. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, she sent me some harassing emails first, and I'd return them in a professional manner, more or less stating I don't have the money right now. Sorry.
It's scary. Think about it. You know, you're coming out of a burning car. You're watching your car burn up in front of your face. That's not something that just goes away out of nowhere.
She likes to call me sweetheart and this and that. And first of all, her mother invited me over to spend the night that night, and I'm thinking to myself, why? So your son's
niceness, maybe?
Take a swing or two at me?
There was something wrong with him that night. I think he's like either cuckoo in his head or God knows whatever else.
I was not under the influence of any drugs or alcohol. I was just simply returning home and went down the wrong road. And seeing court there, I guess I was wrong.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Counsel versus Lowry, step forward, please.
18-year-old student Adrienne Counsel and her husband Chaz are suing Adrienne's mother, home health care worker Loretta Lowry, for the cost to support her 15-year-old sister, Toni Caldwell.
Miss Counsel, the defendant is your mom.
Yes.
Your mother-in-law.
Yes.
And according to what I've read, there was a time sometime last year when your younger sister came to live with you.
Yes.
And she came to live with you because she had had some sort of a falling out with your mother's husband.
Yes.
And it is your claim that your mother owes you money for your sister's support during the time that she lived with you.
Yes.
Okay. Just give me the month and year she came to live with you.
August 2002.
And how long did she live with you?
She's still living with us now.
She is?
Yes.
And how old is she now?
15.
She go to school in your house?
Yes.
She goes every day?
No, she doesn't.
Why not?
Some days she misses and stuff.
Come up here. What's your first name?
Tony.
Tony. You think you're a nice-looking girl?
Yeah.
Are you a nice girl?
Yes.
You want to be a successful girl?
Yes.
What do you think you're going to be successful at if you don't go to school?
Nothing.
Right. Is that what you want to be?
No.
So why don't you go every day?
I don't know.
What do you do when you don't go to school?
I sit at home, run the streets.
Shh. What are you getting out of being home that's better?
Nothing.
Isn't that foolish?
Yes.
I mean, I know you're giving me all the answers that you know I want to hear, which is very smart, but, you know, be smart and do it. Really just dumb. You don't want to stay dumb. Did you ever hear the expression, beauty fades, dumb is forever?
No.
Well, you know what it means?
No, ma'am.
Well, I'm going to explain to you what it means. That means you're a pretty girl. But eventually, when you get older, you may be a nice-looking person, but some of those looks are going to get a little old and, you know, not as pretty and fresh as you are now. So beauty does fade. Fades, it goes away. But dumb lasts forever. If you're dumb, you're always going to be dumb. And the only way to get smart is to go to school, to set your sights on something that you want to do to make yourself into a whole person. What does your mother do for a living?
Home health aide.
Does she love her job?
Yes.
Was she always a home health aide?
No, ma'am.
What did she do before that?
McDonald's, Burger King.
Do you think your mother would have been happier if she went to school?
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Right.
Did you have an arrangement with your mother when your sister came to live with you?
Yes.
What was your arrangement?
The arrangement was she would give us $50 for food and $100 for rent per month for Tony staying there. And it would be temporary.
All right. So, Miss Lowry, let me hear. According to you, you asked your daughter to take in your younger daughter, Tony, because she wasn't getting along with your boyfriend.
My husband.
Or your husband. How long have you been married?
It would have been 10 years in April.
Do you have children together?
Yes, we do. We got 4
How many
others.
children?
4 others.
4 younger than Tony?
Yes.
What kind of work does your husband do?
He's not working now.
Why not?
He suffers from depression.
Well, how do you support your family? You can't support your family on what you get as a home health aide.
Me and him have split up, so I don't stay there with him no more. I stay with my mom. And he take care of the girls, and he gets social service for the girls.
He gets welfare?
Yeah, but I got the baby with me.
Let's go through this. Your husband gets welfare for which children?
2 of the girls.
And where do they live?
With him.
And you have the younger child with you?
Yes.
Do you get any welfare for the younger child?
No, I don't.
Does anybody get welfare for Tony?
No.
How much money do you earn?
Every 2 weeks is $1,100.
And where is Tony's father?
He's around.
Does he send support for her?
No, he doesn't.
Why not? Did you ever pursue support for
Yeah,
Tony?
I tried, and it just got all messed up, so...
What do you mean it got all messed up? He has a responsibility to contribute to Tony's support. And if you're not living with your husband anymore, and if the reason that she went to live with her sister is because of a disagreement with your husband, why doesn't she come home to live with you?
I was going to go get her this April, because I got to get my apartment, because I stay with my mom. I left my
Her
husband, I stay
grandmother?
with yes. Her and my mom don't get along too well, so that's why I let her stay with my daughter.
Then you have to support her. Do you understand? Why should your daughter take care of her basic needs?
Well, I feel like if she was going to go after me, she should have went after Tony's father, too. Go after both of us. Don't just go after me. Don't just single me out.
Well, perhaps she should have. But you didn't either.
True.
And you certainly had more of a reason to pursue support than your younger daughter did. She singled you out, madam, because you elected to have your daughter leave the house instead of your husband leave the house at the time. In any event, $150 a month is certainly a minimal amount of support. 8 months that she's been living there at $150 a month is $1,200. And you earn $1,100 every 2 weeks, is that right? Mm-hmm. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,200. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.